Well, we know the microphone is on. Oh, because it just spiked in levels when I made a whole bunch of noise with my water bottle. We are live. We are back again with this. Or more specifically, with this. So we will get started with this in about, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. We will see how long the song lasts. Probably a more accurate representation would be to say we'll get started with it when the song loops the second time, because this is the first time, and then it'll loop at the end. So then it'll go the second time, and then we'll get started. So whenever that happens, that's when we'll get started. I should bring the kalimba over and see if I can play by ear here. I think that'd be kind of funny. There, it's too late now. I'll have to bring it to the next one if I remember. Although, it's not like I have the kind of skills on a kalimba where I can play things by ear at the moment, you know. I just got it like a month ago, so. And I barely have a chance to practice with it because it's so hard to play when you don't have any fingernails. Get friggin' blisters, man. Holy cow. Hey Marie, how's it going? Yeah, missed Ratchet Deadlocked, unfortunately. It only took us barely 4 episodes to finish, even. Let me try again. Because of the couch co-op, probably only ended up... It would have taken me probably like 6, but because of the couch co-op, it cut down on our time significantly. We barely died hardly at all, even on the hardest difficulty you could do on a first playthrough. We probably died... No, we definitely died more than I died on the first episode. I don't think it's that much more, though. But, yeah, we moved on. Yesterday we started this, and today we're going to continue this. And just keep going, chugging right along. And I'm just waiting for the song to loop again before we get started. Yeah, sometimes brain moves faster than mouth, and mouth just... whatever gobble-de-gack word smush comes out doesn't exactly make a whole lot of sense. Maybe the brain's moving faster than the mouth because I didn't take a nap today. I probably should have. Oh well. I mean, I could take a nap right now, play with my eyes closed. I'd be afraid to actually fall asleep if I did that, but I mean... Okay, I'm awake. Power nap. 30 seconds is all you need. No, actually, you probably need closer to 20 minutes. So, funny story. Yesterday I did the thing that I said I was going to do, where I soft reset on... I soft resetted on Ashura so that I could get Cure for Null. And after about 5 minutes of soft resetting, so maybe the 3rd or 4th attempt, I did not get Cure, but I did get this. And I was not planning on getting this surprise until about the end of this episode, I think, because there's a boss that we'll be fighting this episode, most likely, that would make it a lot easier to get this. But I got it, surprise. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy Legend 2, the Stream Edition, featuring Confucius as no longer Buff Psyduck. Last time, we started up the game, learned that people were trying to become as gods using the Magi, and we started taking a few of them for ourselves so we could go find our father, or Arya's father, as the case might be. And today we're going to continue that trend, but we have to fix Ashura's problems first, and by that I mean we have to kill all of his henchmen who are currently ravaging Key's body using Micron potions. So we have to go to the Giant's World to try to figure out how the hell we're going to fix that. Probably by finding out how to micronize ourselves. But yeah, I have Surprise for Null, so now I don't have to worry about getting that. All we got to worry about is getting Cure, and then I don't need to get basically any mutant abilities for the rest of the game, so... Yes, that is indeed a robot, Marie. You can pick, it's a new class that you can pick for this game, and they're pretty strong. They are what they equip, basically, so if you equip them with a whole bunch of weapons and a whole bunch of armor pieces, their stats can be pretty good for the beginning of the game. So, re-downloaded Fire Emblem Heroes because they added an alt character that you adore. Doing all the story maps came out in the last year or so since you quit. Trying to summon her, then uninstalling regardless of what happens. Gotcha. Okay. Just make sure you hold yourself to that so that you, you know, that way you don't have to worry about it being like, well, I'll keep playing just because. It's like, okay, but now they've got you, you know. Hello, Conker. It's going good. How's it going for you? Couldn't make yesterday's stream because I had to go to the store, but oh well, won't be able to stay for much longer today. They're going to be meeting for the rest of the stream. That's no problem, Conker. I will keep you in the loop about how everything is going as usual at the beginning of the stream. We started up yesterday. Today we need to, we did the first couple of worlds yesterday. Today we're going to make our way to the third world, the Giant's World, so we can take care of some bullshit that Ashura put us through. But first, let's take care of some Jaguars. I'll just use the Psychic Knife. Oh yeah, for anybody who was not here for yesterday's stream and missed the wonders that are Confucius guest starring as the voice of Buff Psyduck, you missed a hell of a time, first of all, so I apologize if you know, the VOD is available, so you can always watch on YouTube if you so choose, but I'll explain any jokes if you would like to know. That's the first thing. Second thing, I basically explained all of the game's mechanics yesterday over the course of the 2 hours and 50 minutes that the stream was. So if anything that I'm doing isn't particularly clear to anyone, just ask me and I'll explain it again. It's really no big deal. So today what we're going to do is we need to go over here now that the stuff in this village is no longer very expensive because we have a lot of money. I'm going to sell off a few things. Did I sell this cure potion? No, I think I should keep them just because I don't have cure on Null yet. So sell this pistol, sell the old bronze shield, sell the battle sword, sell the old bronze helmet, and that's about it. And now we should be able to buy 2 things from these shops. Now normally I would buy an SMG. We're going to buy one of those for Arya there. And I would normally buy an offensive spell, like Fog, Thunder, or Ice. Probably Ice, because it's usually the most reliable element in the game. Very few enemies have resistance to it, so it's usually a pretty good idea. Like, it's usually just water enemies that have a resistance to Ice. And even then, that's not guaranteed, because most of them, they switch between whether they have an Ice resistance or a Fire resistance, so... but Null doesn't have Cure yet, so instead of buying an Ice book, we're going to go buy a Cure book from the item shop. So that way we're in good shape, and then we can go to the Giant's World. And don't worry about your money being a little low, it's not really a big deal just yet. We'll make more money back, don't worry. We'll have plenty of it by the time we're done with the next dungeon. So, let's see, so we want to equip Arya with the SMG. Now this will reduce her agility a little bit, but it's far more effective for her. It's basically, it hits a group of enemies and it deals fixed damage, so it's, as far as I know, 100% accurate. I don't think it ever misses, which is abnormal for an SMG, but hey, this is a Game Boy game, so it's no, you know, it doesn't have to make perfect sense. But we can get rid of the bow, gives her a little more HP, so that's not too bad. And who do I want to give the Cure book to? Probably just Null. He's got to work on his mana, so it's probably best to just give it to him, because he's going to be the one that's going to have Cure eventually anyway. And once he gets it later on, I'll just hand the book down to Yumi. We shouldn't be in a situation where we'll have to use all 30 of those cures by the time we're done here. So, but I do want to keep the, excuse me, the surprise skill that we got, and also Blizzard for Null. Those are the main ones that I would like to keep at the moment. So, hey.
cold out there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. So yeah, those are the two main skills we're going to want to keep right now. Just Blizzard because it hits everything, and that'll be pretty useful for us. Ice and Thunder are good, but not quite as good as Blizzard, so... not that we need any of those things to fight gang here. They'll be done for in a couple of seconds here, so... And yeah, I mean, Psychic Knife isn't doing too well for Yumi there, but it's not really there to be a damaging thing for her. It's more there so that she can start working on her mana before I start buying her any spells. Once she gets spells, then it'll be a little bit easier for her to work on her mana pretty good. Because she'll be able to reliably kill an entire group of enemies with it. The way that spellbooks work in this game is that normally the spell that a mutant would get, like let's say we look at the Ice and Thunder spells that Noel has, these multiply, I believe it's your mana times 8 is the attack multiplier for it, but spellbooks are your mana stat times 10, so they're a little bit more powerful, but because of the fact that they only have a fixed number of uses, obviously it's a little bit more of an expensive hobby to get into. But we'll get into it anyway, because it's kind of important. Anyway, we can open this door now that we have 15 Magi, so let's head to the next world, past Ashuras. And there's another door over here, but we can't get through this one just yet, as you can see by me going right here. There you go, we need more Magi to open the door. Epilepsy alert! And down we go. Let's check out the Giants world, shall we? Well, this doesn't look very giant. Where's the giant trees and giant mountains? No, it's just giants live here. It's not everything is giant. That's a bit of a... It's not really a misnomer. It's just you could misinterpret what they mean by it. So, anyway, let's head inside and see what we can do in the Giants. Well, it's the village of the Giants world. It's not the Giants village. That's next door here. We'll see in a minute. Apparently the Giants aren't here anymore, though. Oh, okay, so they used their power of micronizing in order to become as humans. That seems like a downgrade, but, I mean, that's just me. There's silver plates available here. I probably want to get one or two by the time we're done, but we don't really need to worry about that too much just yet. I will sell the punch and the bow that we have here, though. Those are not really going to get us too far in terms of the money situation, but we don't really have to worry about a money situation because we kind of bought everything we needed back in town in the first world there, so... And it's not like we needed to rest at the inn. I could probably use a nap myself. Hey, wait a minute. Is that who I think it is up there in the top right corner? We'll have to go check that out in a minute. Hopefully it won't run off this time. What's up, dude? Are you okay? Did you have too much to drink? I didn't even ask you for anything. Sure, I'll bartender. I'll take a refreshment. What's up? Oh, really? Huh, maybe he'll be able to spill the beans on how to micronize. But how can we get him to talk? Let's check out the rest of the town first, then we'll figure out what we're going to do with Johnny there. Oh, okay, so yeah, the Giants town, if we went a little to the right of this town, you'd see that the Giants town is actually there, and it's a giant town. But nobody lives there anymore, and we can't actually get into any of the buildings just yet because we don't know how to get up there. Their stairs are too big. Anyway, some new old weapons here, katanas, gold bows. You know, they're the next sort of upgrades, basically, to the ones that you have already. If you wanted to, you could upgrade to the gold bow from the regular one, because it's a lot more accurate, but I personally just prefer the SMG from a robot. Something more cathartic about just shooting your enemies in the face, you know, rather than just using a bow for it. So this guy knows where to get Giants goods, huh? Well, that's interesting. Let's see what he's got. So he will sell giant armor, giant helmet, giant gloves for you, and then Geta shoes, which increase your strength. We don't need any of this stuff for right now because we don't have the money for it, but eventually I'll probably want to buy one, I think, giant gauntlet for Arya because it's the next upgrade basically from the gold stuff for her, and it'll keep her defense up quite high for a marginally large chunk of the game. So Okay, well, let's go check and see if that guy up here is who I think it is. Or if it's just another false alarm by some guy that got stung by 1,000 bees. No, it actually is Dad this time. What are you doing all the way out here? Yeah, geez, it's been so long, did you forget? She'd be doing a lot better if you came home, you know, Dad. What do you mean, no? Yeah, are you still, like, looking for all the Magi or something? To be fair, yeah, we did defeat Ashura, so the biggest threat to the Magi is probably gone. Oh, god damn it. Of course there are more like him. Fantastic. So you can't go anywhere until all of those people are incapacitated, huh? Yeah, well, we came across them because we figured it would make it easier for us to come across you while we were collecting them, so... And he gives us another Thunder Magi for talking to him. I mean, we are incredibly strong, though, for children, and yeah, I guess to be fair, Arya isn't exactly, and none of them are really kids anymore. They're more like teenagers with attitude. Okay, so once we gather up a whole bunch of Magi, Dad will come home with us. Fantastic. I don't know where he just went. Apparently he popped out of reality, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, Dad won't come home with us just yet. We need to go gather more Magi before... It's almost like opening one of those doors in the Celestial Pillar of Sky area. We need more Magi to get Dad to go home. No responsible adulthood in this game. He just has to leave home because of the responsibilities he has towards the world. They're more important. Well, he'll learn his lesson eventually. Maybe. Hello, sir. I came behind the counter to ask you how you get your supplies. Sorry for spooking you. Well, the back door was unlocked, so I mean... Maybe you should not unlock your back door. How do you get to the Giant's Town? Isn't it too big? Oh, so Johnny spilled the beans, huh? Oh, don't worry about that. My lips are sealed. See, I don't even have them, because Arya's a robot. They'll put me out of business in a week! Well, let's hope that they don't do that. Alright, let's get back out and see if Johnny will talk to us about Giant's Town now. And I believe the music that they're playing here, Dad's music, will play... Well, actually, this isn't technically Dad's theme. He has his own unique theme for later in the game, but we'll see what that is later. But I think this is going to play for until we leave the town, because at that point we'll hit a story tile, and then it'll be gone again. Alright, Johnny, spill the beans. Yes, he did in fact tell me about your past. Oh, okay. How can I tell? Ah, okay. It's got different pigments, so they've actually used the shading on the Game Boy, even though they've only got one color, to allow them to say, well, no, just look for the darker spot, because that's the spot where there's a secret entrance. Awesome. Thanks, Johnny. Well, you may have been a giant before, but, I mean, you micronized, so aren't you technically not a giant anymore? If you say yes, he just says, well, screw you, dude, but if you say no, he'll give you another clue. And he lets us know that the shelves in Giant's Town are climbable. Thanks, Johnny. That's good information. Because we'll actually need that in order to go get the micronizing potion. Okay, we're all set and ready to go, so let's head out of town, and we will go and see if we can find it. And also, of course, go and see if we can find Noel his cure spell, but I get the feeling this is going to be like... It's going to be like, I got all those meme abilities in Legend 1, so now Noel is going to get basically no curative spells for a while. Anyway, that was Surprise proccing there. It's basically almost exactly like the stealth ability from the first game, except in this game it's even more powerful because it allows you to have all of your party members take a turn, whereas they may not have been able to before, and none of the enemies can even move. So it's a lot nicer because it means that I can basically do things for free like that, and potentially get a bunch of stat gains, which is, it's a lot easier to do it if you can just completely avoid damage. So anyway, here's the Giant's Town. Yeah, those are their stairs over there. It's basically just a bunch of plateaus for us, but Excuse me. To be fair, we're pretty tiny, so... And yeah, the preemptive strikes that you get out of surprise, they proc fairly often, so it's pretty good. I can dig it. Why don't you kill the Oni, and we'll just have the two of you go after the Fiend over there. I probably should keep a couple of ice spells, because I probably can use them on something that's weak to it, unlike this guy. Oh, nice. We got a mana up, and Null got some HP. Awesome. We'll start getting a few gains there, because the monsters here are going to start being like level 3. So yeah, I see the difference in the stairwell there. There's this little darker patch directly next to me. Yeah, as you can see, it procs pretty often. But yeah, there's that little darker patch of land there, so we'll go use that to get up the stairs and be up on the plateau so we can go find some fancy gear. Okay, Circle Para isn't bad. I'll take that. It's not quite as good as what I would hope to have at this point. I was kind of hoping that he would lose it and get Cure, but to be fair, the enemies here are level... Actually, they might just be level 2. And I misspoke yesterday when I said that Ashura was a level 6 monster. He's actually a level 5 monster, so he's even weaker than I mentioned he was. But anyway, Circle Para is pretty good for your mutant because it makes him immune to basically the vast majority of the status ailments in the game. I don't want to keep it though because, again, the stuff that we have up there, Surprise, Blizzard, and then Cure, once we get it, are going to be our 3 main go-to abilities. So, if I ever get Cure, that is, but we'll worry about that later after we go through the secret door and get ambushed by monsters right away. But fantastically enough, we've managed to make it so that we don't have to worry about getting ambushed because they'll just be like, hey, we're going to ambush them when they come out of the cave. And then we just jump on them. Surprise, motherfucker! Bam! And I guess I'll use Thunder since I've lost my ice. Or one of my ice. How much did you do last game? Keep hearing lore, game detail. We did a decent chunk of stuff on the last episode, so... Yeah, there was a few things that we did. Yumi's getting a lot of mana, so that's good. This game, it kind of goes at a fairly quick pace, basically. Like, you start the game, and it's just, you know, thing after thing after thing, detail after detail after detail. But we did only 2 worlds. It's just that the first couple of worlds are pretty well packed with things to do, so... Yeah. Anyway, this little hole in the wall here for giant mice, maybe? I don't frickin' know. Is where we need to go, but I don't think it's open to us right yet. I think we have to, get more Magi to open it up, if I remember right. Well, no mana for Null there, but that's okay. Yeah, we need more Magi in order to get into the giant mouse hole. Don't ask me how the giant mice got in here when they probably didn't have Magi, but, well, oh well. Doesn't have to always make sense, right? Sounds means about to start. See you later, everyone. All right, Conquer, take it easy. Have fun in the meeting. Don't work too hard. We'll see you next time or in a little while, depending on when the meeting lets out. But we'll see ya. Take it easy. Let's see. You really want to kill the amoebas first because I believe they have access to that dissolve ability that the slimes from the last world had. The ones that are like touch here that ignore defense. So we really don't want to deal with that. So I'm just gonna do this. As long as we have Arya in the case, we should be in good shape in terms of getting rid of enemies quickly. Yeah, those fiends really don't do a whole lot, so they're usually the weakest link in the battles. They're usually the easiest threat to take care of, so... Oh, this is a new type of enemies. I didn't even know you could meet up with some of these until later on in the game. Like, I think in the next dungeon is where they start becoming more common, but I guess this is sort of like a prelude to the next dungeon, isn't it? Well, anyway, we got a robot over here. Also crabs and a silver horse, so that's good. I don't think there's anything particularly special about any of these guys. I think the crab has good defense, but we'll handle that, no problem. Do I use a saber on the robot? I think I use a saber just to make sure he dies. And I don't want to do this. Because I'm going to use Thunder on the crab because I believe he's weak to it. We'll just use Touch on the silver, and we'll have the Psychic Knife, and then Thunder. Yeah, I gotta do a little thinking when you're figuring out who's going to attack what here, just to make sure that everything dies in one round. And it saves me a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money on cure books if I do that anyway, so... Oh, you know what I didn't do is I didn't open up my, my notes so I can see when I need monster meat again. I don't think I need it until the next dungeon. So, that's silver meat. We definitely don't need that. I remember. Yeah, we don't need any monster meat until the next dungeon. So, I ain't going to worry about that. I'm going to worry about what's in these treasure chests after getting attacked by the frickin' SS here. No, these are partisans. They used to have names like terrorist and a whole bunch of other stuff, but, well, in a modern post-2001 world in the United States, that might come across as a little bit... people probably wouldn't like that a whole lot, so, yeah, they changed the name. So we're just going to have them get zapped, and then we'll be good after they sleep. Wasn't sure if sleep was going to work, so I just defended because, you know, it's better than, you know, nothing at all. But making them sleep does make them lose their turn, so that's rather nice. They didn't die, though, so I guess I'll just shoot them all. Psychic Knife, and I guess Blizzard, because you're not going to get another turn, so... just put them all back to sleep anyway. They give good money, though. There's a Power Magi. Not a Power Potion, but that's okay. And there's a Poison Magi. Here's the giant bed and giant table. Does this bottom house have anything? Here's the stairs that we saw before, by the way, that we couldn't get up to. I don't know if this house even has anything in it. You gotta look for a mouse hole in order to get into the giant houses there. But I don't think this one has it, so... Well, same old here. Yeah, they still stack dumb amounts of enemies into one sprite, but yeah, it's like you said, they worked with what they had here. They said, well, we can only use 3 enemies on the screen at any one given time, so we might as well just work with it. And then, like I was saying in the last episode, you can encounter up to like 15 enemies in some battles. It's pretty ridiculous, but that's why magic is so powerful, and it's why I'm working on mana for Yumi, Null, and Null, pretty much. Like, Quinfucius is going to have mana up the wazoo for most of the game because monsters get pretty good mana over the course of the game, and I'm going to focus primarily on getting monsters that have magical attacks anyway. But the rest of them, they got to work on it a little bit at a time. And Yumi's doing pretty good. She's got about 9, which is pretty solid. Null's still working on getting his 4th ability set in place, so he's got a little bit less, but he'll get more. Not to worry, he'll be pretty good. Really, honestly, as long as he has Surprise and Cure, that's all I care about. Like, he doesn't even need to get hardly any mana for the remainder of the game after that. I could care less. He will get more, but, you know, he doesn't need all that much. Anyway, we can now open this door. We can get a gold shield, which I believe is an upgrade to what we have, is it not? Yes, it is. So, didn't really need the silver shield, but we got it for free anyway, so I was like, whatever. Gives us a little extra defense. We can block a little better. The bronze shield, I believe, gave us a 50% block chance, and then silver shield is like 60, and then the gold one is like 70. The elemental shields that we'll get after that will be like 80, and then I think the ones we get above that are 90, so it's not too bad. But they did a lot of that sort of mechanical stuff with this game where they worked with what they had, and I think they did a pretty good job with a lot of it, to be honest. We talked about it a lot. Ghost Hand and Ivy Zor and I were on the stream yesterday, and we were talking about it a good chunk, that they did a lot of complex thinking with the way that the game systems work, considering it's a Game Boy game. And I think that's fairly impressive. So, that looks fancy. I wonder what that's all about. Anyway, here's a Get a Shoe. If you have a strength character, you can equip that. It'll raise their strength by 10. I don't really need to worry about that myself. It might actually be pretty good for Arya, though. It won't raise her strength, but it will raise her defense, and it might be better than the bronze gloves that she has right now. So, let's see, Rebel 28, so let's get rid of him. Do this, do that, and then do that, and we'll be good. Excuse me. Gonna have another situation where my lunch keeps attacking me over the course of the stream, I think. Like yesterday. It's okay, though. Hey, 10 mana. Awesome. Can go under the table, but like Johnny was telling us, the shelves, if you could call this a shelf, can be climbed up. So now we can check it out when we go up here. Let's see if we can put them to sleep. Just use the Psychic Knife again, and then I'll use Blizzard. We're not going to kill them all anyway, so I might as well use a weaker skill. and then just shoot them in the next turn. After they try to shoot me. Ow! Asshole. Ow. That really friggin' hurt, man! You shot me with a gun! Okay, let's take him out. You know, after... Arya, can you get your turn? Thank you. There we go. That's that little bit less agility. Not exactly coming in handy for us there. Oh well, we got a cure book. We'll be fine. Took a bit of a hit there, though, huh, Null? That's okay. Alright. Let's go grab whatever this is supposed to be. And that is the micronizing potion. Awesome. So now we can go and save Key from the crazy people that are trying to murder her from inside of her own body. How does that do for Arya's defense anyway? Let's take a look. Not that she really needs it. It's probably better just to sell it for gold, but I mean, it doesn't have any uses that I gotta worry about. Well, it's a little better. It's okay. We'll get something better than that in not too long anyway, because we've actually got the money for those silver plates now once we get back to town, so I'll probably buy that for Yumi and for Null, and then we'll move on from there, because they've got bronze plates, so they could use the help. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. We have what we need, but we don't have a teleport spell, so yeah, gonna have to walk back. It's not a big deal, though. It lets us get a few extra enemies in, get a few extra opportunities for stat gains, so I'm okay with that. Get the Psychic Knife going, and then zap! It's like BAP, except more magic. It's pretty good. 44 damage, that's not too bad at the moment. Starting to get up there with the damage on that Psychic Knife. Again, not that it's being used for damage, it's just being used for the opportunity to gain mana until I can just buy you a book, but yeah, we'll work with what we've got. Okay, so this is the one that I said we do this, and we do this. You almost get into a bit of a rhythm when you're fighting these enemies there. Because you're like, once you do the battle one time, you kind of identify, okay, this is a threat, this is a threat, this is not a threat. So I need to kill this quickly, and I can kill this slowly with my, slower characters. It like I said, it gets you into a bit of a rhythm, and I actually kind of enjoy it. It's almost like playing a rhythm game after a while, except instead of hitting, the correct notes at the correct times, you're just doing the correct attacks over and over again in a row. So it's kind of, I don't know, maybe it just activates like some primal thing in your brain that says, ooh, I like to see this efficiency, you know what I mean? Or maybe it's just me, I don't know. But I enjoy it. And that surprise attack definitely helping us, because obviously they can't do a damn thing about me murdering them. It's rather nice. Not for them, but for me, yeah, definitely nice. Alright, let's rest up. Do I want to heal? No, I'd rather heal it with the inn, because those cure books, like I said before, are rather on the expensive side. And every single cure is, let's see, it'd be 6,800 divided by 30. What would that be? Like, let's see, so I know 2,300 would be 6,900 divided by 3, so let's say... Actually, I have a calculator. What the hell am I doing? It's like that Duke Nukem meme I saw where he's like, I'm not memorizing the multiplication table. I have a calculator, and my ass is fat. Every single cure, according to my calculator, costs us about 227 gold, which is quite a lot. So we only want to use that in emergencies, and that gives you an idea of why I probably want to have Noel learn the cure skill, so I can just refresh it at every inn and use it as much as I want without having to worry myself about it. But we'll worry about that later. Because it's a level 1 skill, so we can get it from any battle that we fight in the game, so I'm not really concerned. Anyway, let's get 2 silver plates since we have Demone. There we go. And we'll equip those. Yumi, here you go. Almost done with that Psychic Knife, then we'll start working on agility again for you for a little bit, and then we'll move on and get you a spellbook once we have a little bit of money. Probably after the next dungeon. We'll have quite a bit after the next dungeon, I believe. So yeah, 11 defense. We're getting up there on the defense. I usually only like to equip my human and mutant with 2 pieces of armor, just so that way all of their slots are full, and they don't have to worry about being too low on defense, but they also don't have to worry about their slots all being used up, whereas they can equip some stuff this way. They have a couple of slots at least to equip things. So Let's get rid of that silver shield. Don't need to get a shoe, but 1,400 gold sounds pretty nice right about now. Get rid of the bronze stuff. Don't sell the micronizing potion. I don't know if I have to tell anybody that, but I feel like I should make sure just to be clear. Because you'd have to go all the way back to get... Oh, I could have used these 2 cure potions and probably slept for free at the inn. Oh, well. What can you do? I'm going to move a couple things around, actually. Move the X cure up here. Move both of the X cures up here. And I'm going to get the... yeah, we'll put these both here. I'm going to go get a curse and a soft potion, I think. Because those X cures are probably enough at the moment for us, so... Hey, Adam, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're playing Final Fantasy Legend 2 today. We are just making our way through the third world. We finished up with most of what we were doing in the third world. We just need to go to back to the first one in order to rescue an old friend from a very bad person who's trying to kill her from the inside out. So that's no good. I'm going to buy the soft potion and the curse potion now. We don't need them just yet, but they're going to be nice to have just in case as we go from there. I knew what you meant, Adam. You're good. I don't see any cows in the room. Might just be big dogs. Sit. I said sit. Anyway. Let's move right along, shall we? Okay, 2 fiends in this battle. I'll probably be okay. We'll just use the rapier on the worm. It'll probably die from 1 rapier move. And then, or, I could use touch. Yeah, we'll use the rapier on the fiend because I know it'll die from that. We'll use touch on the worm and then just run Yumi out of psychic knife uses and we'll be good. Yeah, those worms don't really do a whole lot, honestly. I mean, I think they have, like, tail or something like that, which is a halfway... I think it has a pretty good attack multiplier. It's probably one of the better ones, at least from what I've seen, but yeah, it's nothing to be worried about. Epilepsy alert! You're on the highway and the connection isn't getting through? Oh, geez, Adam. Alright, well... Make sure you get off of the highway and get yourself to where you need to go first before you worry about me. I appreciate you being here, but I don't want you getting in a crash. That would not be good. So, yeah, get where you need to go, my friend. I'll be here. I didn't say epilepsy alert, damn it. You want to talk about epilepsy alert, though? We're gonna, in a couple of dungeons, we're really gonna need it. So, because one of the dungeons in this game, it's probably one of the only things about this game that I'm really like, I don't know if you should have done that with the Game Boy screen. But yeah, it's probably one of the only things where it's just like, I flat out don't like it. But oh well. We'll get to it, we'll get done with it, and then we'll move right along. I didn't really explain what that whole thing was. Basically, the entire dungeon could probably trigger somebody with epilepsy. So I apologize if you can't watch me do that dungeon because you have epilepsy. It's probably a good idea for you not to watch that dungeon, so... Oh, you also happen to be in the passenger seat, so don't sweat it. Okay, cool, Adam. That's good. Well then, I hope you get where you're going safely. And then once you get there, you'll have a more stable connection, so you can join us for the revelry. Okay, well we have the micronizing potions. Let's head back to Key's Temple. And then see if we can micronize so that we can, take care of things with Ashura's minions that are trying to viciously murder her from the inside out. Yeah, I'll just use a psychic knife on gang. Probably won't get no return, but that's okay. He'll maybe get HP, or he'll get nothing. That's fine. It's a rank 1 monster, so I'm not really concerned about him getting anything out of it other than Cure. If he gets Cure, so much the better. Then we don't have to worry about anything for the rest of the game, basically, other than monster meat. Okay, Key, we're going in. Don't ask where. I will not answer that question. No, actually I will in just a moment, so... Alright, let's go and save Key from the inside. So yes, we used the micronizing potion to become small enough to fit into an orifice. We went in through her nose. Get your heads out of the gutter. We did not go in through one of the other orifices. But, unfortunately, Ashura has sent his worst minions in here because apparently Key now has both worms and crabs. That's gotta suck. Do I defend here? I think I'm going to defend just because it's a little easier. This is one of those situations where it's like, how the fuck did this stuff get past the censors? And this isn't even like the worst of it, as you'll see in a few minutes. They got a lot past the censorship here in Key's body. Just pay attention to the types of monsters that we're fighting, and oh dear God. That W pincer that they're using there, by the way, is no joke. If somebody else gets hit by it, it can do some pretty good damage, but thankfully Arya's got that on lock, so we're good. Just have the one worm to deal with, and then we're out of here. We are going to be on the lookout, though, for a particular monster meat in here. What do we need? There's a whole bunch of different things in Key's body that are not just horny jail jokes. And the main monsters that you'll find in here that are not horny jail jokes are stuff like, not this. Apparently she has kidney stones as well, or, you know, gallstones, what have you. She has stones. We did get away with a lot of things back in the day, particularly in the 90s. Yeah, before they started really censoring stuff, like, you know, after Mortal Kombat and everything, we did get away with a lot, so. But yeah, so Key, in addition to having 7,000 STDs and horny people inside of her body, she also has her blood cells will attack you, so you'll get attacked by like white blood cells, and then potential viruses that she could have and that sort of thing that are just running through her bloodstream. And when they attack you, I would like to get Monster Meat from one of them because it will allow Confucius to transform into his not ultimate form, but the reason for his namesake. Because as we said in the last episode, this is his origin story, but it's not going to make a whole lot of sense as his origin story unless he becomes the person that he was meant to be. Can't be a ghost this whole time. Yeah, nice. It's this game is something else, man, with this stuff. Anyway, Key has, I believe the Prism Magi will tell us, 7 Magi in her body, and they're all in the different appendages of hers. So, like, you got to go to her hands, her feet. You got to go to her heart and her brain and stuff, so we got to go find all of those. You can't actually go to the brain, though, until you've gotten the other 6 from the other parts of her body, so we're going to go find those first. And I guess we'll start with, this would be her right arm, I believe, because you got to, like, make it mirrored because she's facing the camera, so I think she's facing the camera anyway. Blood cells, at least not the ones from Etrian Odyssey 1, not even sure if it's the white or the red ones, but one of them inflicts Petrify regularly. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we don't got to worry about Petrify until, like, one of the next dungeons. Although we do have to worry about Conjurers! Holy crap! These guys can be pretty nasty if you don't kill them right away, so we're gonna... I ain't even gonna mess with those guys, we're gonna just viciously murder them as quickly as I can. Will Noel be able to kill the samurais? Probably not, actually, so I guess I'll put them to sleep, because... Well, he won't be able to kill the rhinos with the thing either, but... Well, I guess we'll get some of them out of the way. So... Yeah, it definitely sounds like a pain. It sounds like it'd be pretty tricky to deal with, so... Okay, see, now it shouldn't be too bad. The samurais have a lot of HP, but they're really not all that threatening in terms of their damage, unless they hit, like, your back row characters, in which case it might hurt a little bit. But, yeah, we should be okay. We'll just let Arya deal with them, and then we'll go from there. I used the punch, but we're pretty much done with this battle, so now we can use the psychic knife and go from there. Yeah, most of the viruses and, you know, blood cell type dealies in this game don't inflict anything particularly nasty on you. It's pretty much just like poison and stuff, so it's really non-threatening. They're probably the easiest enemies in here to deal with, frankly. So, nope, don't need Rhino's meat anymore. We already got that a little while ago. I should mention, by the way, if you ever need to leave the dungeon in order to heal, and I probably will have to do that fairly regularly, you can just go right back out through her nose again, and you'll end up out of the dungeon. So, hey, I got it on the first try. Nice. So there's a fire magi in one of her fingers. Awesome. Probably where she shot thunder from. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I also misspoke on the last episode. I actually double-checked to make sure what resistances each of the magi gave you. And I was correct in saying that the Ice Magi actually gives you thunder resistance rather than ice resistance, but it actually does power up certain spells, but it only powers up fire elemental spells. I don't know why. It's the same thing for poison. Poison actually gives you circle poison, but it also only powers up fire elemental spells. So yeah, ice and poison, not so great. Fire and thunder, much better because they power up every spell rather than just the first few. And any non-elemental magic damage you do, like the Psychic Knife, is also powered up by it. So, oh, where did you get hit for that, Yumi? Holy crap. We should take care of that. I'm going to use my cure potions first before I start, you know, using too much of... Oh yeah, I sold off my regular cure potions. Okay, well, X cures are fine. They only cost 300. The rest of them, they're a little more expensive. Okay, this is what I'm actually looking for in terms of monsters. Any meat from either of these monsters, grips or plasmas, will do. So we'll just deal with that. I believe you can still absorb HP from them with touch. I don't think it's too bad of a deal to do that. And then... I forget if they're weak to electricity, but they might be. I think the boss of this place is weak to electricity, so I want to keep Thunder on Null for a little while if I can. Okay, well, I didn't get Monster Meat, but I did get Agility up, so that's not too bad. I'll take it. She's doing pretty good. She's doing pretty good on those stats. She's gotten into the double digits, which is more than I can say for Null at the moment, but that's not a big deal. Null will be fine. Like I said, he'll start getting his mana up in a little while. It'll just take a little bit, that's all. Oh, this could be tricky. But we got a first strike, so that helps quite a bit, actually, with taking care of things here. Partisans will probably... They probably have the most HP, so I'll probably take care of them. The amoebas over there are weak to Thunder, so Noel can probably take care of them by himself. And since we got a first strike, I'll leave one of the silvers alive and just blast the amoebas with Thunder. Gotta finish up some stuff. Alright, Adam, take it easy. Thank you for the luck. I appreciate it. Go take care of your stuff, and we will see you around. Okay, so just the one left, and we can use the rapier and just beat it up. Yeah, I'll probably leave this place to heal, like, maybe a couple of times. Just so that way I, Can I eat this and get what I want? I don't think so. I think it has to be one of the blood cells in order for me to get what I want for Confucius. So, yeah, I'll probably leave here a couple of times to heal. We'll probably leave here after I get the third one, the third Magi out of here, depending on how badly I get my ass beat in some of these places. And then we'll leave again once I get the sixth one, before we go to the brain. So, yeah, those first strikes are rather nice, aren't they? It turns a battle like this that could otherwise be a big pain in the ass into something that's actually not too bad. We should be able to, this battle should be passable. Shouldn't take too much. Yeah, just Blizzard. Because the Conjurers are dangerous, but if they can never get a turn, they are significantly less dangerous in that particular case. Okay, that takes care of that. Yeah, we'll just keep liberally applying SMG, why the hell not? And, Yumi, you can punch this guy. Null got his turn, so I'm not too concerned about doing damage. Although he might have to, depending on how much damage the SMG does. Oh, no, never mind. It does about 200 damage naturally, so it's usually pretty reliable. Got a silver helmet out of him, so that's pretty good for us needing to sell things. Oh god, which way do I go, George? Which way do I go? I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, those surprise attacks, they're pretty good. Let's see. I wonder if I can kill the rhinos with... Well, I'm gonna use blizzards so that I can maybe kill the samurais. And then the rhinos will take good damage from it as well, so... Okay, we'll do it this way. But yeah, I always appreciate all those moments where I have to, like, look at a battle and kind of observe it and be like, okay, what am I fighting? How do I have to handle this? You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate that I have to take some time to think, you know what I mean? It makes me feel a little bit better because it makes me feel like, oh, okay, if I do this right, I can be efficient, you know? And I can't appreciate that enough, basically. This game takes me places, man. Oh, another silver helmet. Well, those will sell for a good chunk of money. How many do we have at this point? A couple. That's not bad. You probably want to keep the Micron potion for a little bit, just until we're done with Key's body. Once we're done with it, that sounds a little vulgar. Okay, well, this is the wrong room. Then you can get rid of it safely once you've done that. But yeah, she's got all these worms in her, crabs in her, stones in her, horny people. This place is nuts. I could probably kill the partisan with a saber. And maybe put the samurai to sleep. The worms might actually die from a blizzard because blizzard is, I think they're weak to it, if I remember right. And this will soften anybody else up that is still alive, so. Yeah, partisan will get taken care of right there. Ow, stop it. Attack Arya, not Null. There you go. Arya can take it, Null definitely cannot. Let's see, we'll use touch here. Psychic Knife there, and then Thunder. Oh, I didn't kill the samurai. Interesting. Probably should have used Blizzard. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. They've got a lot of HP, like I said, but it's really not a big deal. Almost done with that Psychic Knife. Really, the main reason why I'm going to have to leave here after probably the third one, hey, a pistol, nice, can sell that for good money, is just going to be because of Confucius's ability charges, unless I manage to get the proper monster meat there in good time. Because if I do, then I won't have to worry so much, because then Confucius will refresh his ability charges, so. After I get this one, I might save, just so that way I, in case we get lambasted by some crazy battle, which I don't anticipate happening, because, you know, we have surprise, so that should make all of our problems go away, basically. Yeah, having surprise at this point in the game is going to be really nice for us, especially once I get the next monster transformation, because I mentioned that there's a sister ability to... Does this get me what I want? Hold on a second. I actually have a calculator on my computer that will tell me if this will get me what I want. So I'm going to go use it real quick, and I'll be right back. Hang on. Enjoy the victory music while I'm using the calculator. Let's see here. How the hell do I work this thing again? Let's see. It should be in here. Yep, there it is. Whenever you're ready, there it goes. We are a Bodak. What happens if I eat crab meat? Okay, this does not get me what I want. Alright. That's fine. Yeah. So as it turns out, eating crab meat would turn Confucius into a Medusa, which is not a bad monster, but it's not the one I want, so yeah, we won't eat that. Got the unit you want in Fire Emblem Heroes. Goodbye again, Fire Emblem Heroes. Alas, poor Fire Emblem Heroes, I knew ye well. Oh, this battle's gonna suck. We didn't even get a preemptive strike. Kill all the partisans and then maybe put the robots to sleep? And that's about all I got, frankly. Till Null's turn, then we'll be able to kill them all. Okay, they have Circle Para Poison, so... I probably could have guessed that that wasn't gonna work. Ow. There we go. Yeah, those robots can, as you can see, deal pretty good damage, but, well... Thankfully, we got rid of most of them. I'm gonna need to heal. Pretty good. Actually, Confucius might be able to just use Touch to get the HP back, so... Yeah. Well, only absorbed 5, but that's because they barely had any HP left to begin with. I'd use an X-Cure, sure. Thankfully, it's not like in some games where using items on undead reverses the effect. I'm gonna save now, actually. Those guys kind of kicked my ass a little bit, and I anticipate seeing a lot more groups like that by the time we're done with the dungeon, so... Oh god, which one? I'm gonna go left. When in doubt, go left. Yes, I was rewarded. There's an Ice Magi. Awesome. Do I leave, or do I try to find the correct monsters here? I think we keep going. I think we'll go with the third Magi. I'll play a little dangerously, and then we'll move from there. Do I want to fight this fight, though? Usually when you get a first strike, you can run fairly reliably. So I think I'll run from that one, just because it's not what I'm looking for. And from this one, because it's also not what I'm looking for. And from the... Sorry, guys. You gotta be the blood cells so I can get Confucius the transformation that he needs. Well, anyway, let's head down here. I think this way, yeah, this way leads to the closest one in her heart, so. Now, her heart is a little bit of a winding passageway, but we'll make it work. No big deal. These guys you want to take care of fairly quickly because they can use Dissolve on you, so I would rather not deal with that. Even if it means Null doesn't get a turn, it's okay. Well, he got HP out of it, so that's pretty good. No meat just yet, but we'll get there. And you may be wondering, well, what do you mean? This doesn't look like the heart. Well, this is one of the ventricles. Here's another one. Here's the third one. And here's the last one. And, well, once I fight this plasma that's trying to viciously murder me for even daring to come near Key's heart. I have the key, Mr. Plasma. You cannot stop me. Hey, there we go. Awesome. Yeah, so we'll get the Magi after this. But first, I hope this works. Yes, it did in fact work. We got a Thunderbird, which is a fairly nice monster. It's got some pretty good abilities, some pretty good attacks to be had. But in addition to the good attacks, well, first let me grab this defense Magi. That makes sense. It's defending her heart. It's probably one of the most important organs, so it makes sense. In addition to having some good abilities, here's the reason why Confucius' origin story is Final Fantasy Legend 2. You may recognize the sprite. That's a Chocobo sprite. So now you understand. But yeah, Thunderbirds have pretty good stats there. I mean, 32 agility with Beak is nothing to sneeze at, and 28 mana with Thunder is also pretty good. They come with Warning right out of the box, and Warning is the sister ability to Surprise. So now, because we have Surprise, we can get Preemptive Strikes, and Warning prevents us from getting back attacked. So basically now we either get into a normal battle or a Preemptive Strike with no chance of getting back attacked at all. And Circle Quake, I mean, it's a somewhat flying monster, so it makes sense. But I'm really just glad that the Chocobo sprite is there. Like, that's a nice reference. So Confucius has yet to become all-powerful, but he is pretty damn powerful at the moment, so lost a little HP in the transformation process, but believe me, it was well worth the change. Alright, so we'll creep down Key's pant legs later. Let's go heal first before we do anything else. Although, maybe I should creep down Key's pant legs. Sounds vulgar, but then again, not as vulgar as this dungeon. Just because of the fact that we got full ability charges for Confucius now. Now, Null still has a little bit of work to do on his, but we can probably go get one more Magi before I need to heal him, so. Using the Preemptive Strike to give Null a chance to kill things there, and then now that that's happened, Confucius, kill them! I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. 261 damage on a Thunder. He is a house now. He gonna kill everything. Oh, man. Yeah, I told you before that Confucius was the one. Now you know why. And this is not even his final form either. So, alright, let's keep working on Punch. We'll use Blizzard just because I've got more charges of it. So, yeah, okay, Mr. Electric Powerhouse. He's got power! So, these Cobbles can use the Sand ability, which reduces your agility until the end of the battle. Nothing really to worry about. We'll be fine. So, we probably have 0 agility on Yumi at the moment, but that's not really a big deal. So, alright, Confucius, do your thing. Show them what it means to mess with the Chocobos. Got him. GG, Cobbles. GG. Alright, what do I use to heal now? I guess I could use one of the Cure Book things. It's 200 gold, but, I mean, we're getting gold by the wazoo now, so, or up the wazoo. Just like Key with all these monsters. No, stop it. Stop. Bad brain. Stop. Oh, my brain went to the gutter again. Oh, boy. But yeah, like, look at this. Okay, so the rhinos have horns, so they're horny, and there's just men made of wood inside of her body. How did this get past the censorship? This is ridiculous. Okay, What do I want to zap? Woodmen, I don't believe are resistant to thunder, despite what you might believe, but I know for a fact that Confucius can basically kill any one group with thunder, so... If only you could break 14 outside of dungeons with your Alliance Chocobo. Yeah, I mean, Confucius isn't, like, ridiculous in 14. He's holding back, you see, but he's still pretty powerful outside of dungeons. I'd be kind of cool with the idea of them, because they have that thing now in 14 where they let you go into dungeons with no monsters, and let you take pictures and stuff. I'd be cool with some older dungeons turning into, like, solo instances that you can go back in with your Chocobo. I think that would be kind of interesting. Who do I murder with thunder here? Because I'm going to kill the other ones after that. See, the real thinking thing that we need to do here is just, okay, I want to make sure everybody gets a turn. I'm not thinking because, you know, somebody could viciously murder me. I'm thinking because if Confucius kills everything too fast, Yumi and Null don't get a chance to flex their muscles, so... I think the Woodman is actually less of a threat, so we're going to kill the Rhinos. Their Tusk ability is just way strong, so I'm just going to deal with that first. Yeah, I'll just use Thunder on the Woodman. Yeah, I don't need a weakness hit for those Rhinos. They'll just die. There is nothing left of them. But, yeah, so... And the good thing about this is that the way that I did the fusions for this particular game, or rather, fusions, I'm talking like it's SMT, the way that I did the transformations for this game, Confucius is going to stay a Thunderbird for a pretty good chunk of time here. For the rest of this dungeon, the next world, and then how much of it after that? Let me see, hang on. What do my notes say? We don't need another transformation until I get to the world after the next one that we go to. So, yeah, Confucius is going to be, well, a Chocobo for a good chunk of time here. Alright, if I was Key's toes, where would I hide a Magi? I don't think I'll ever get to say a sentence quite as weird as that one for the remainder of my time here on Earth. Saber, I think. And just zap the Samurai to death. We can punch the worms in the face, and then... I want to see if Blizzard kills the worms in one hit. I don't think it did last time, but... wow, those Samurais actually lived a Thunder from Confucius. That's impressive. Good job, sir. Not that they'll live anymore, but, you know. Excuse me. Oh, okay, these worms aren't actually weak to ice. I was thinking they were. Oh, well. Not like they're going to live long enough to know whether or not they're weak to anything else I do. There we go. 160 damage. You gotta be joking, man. This man is too strong. I love it. There's 10 enemies. I'm gonna defend. Let's kill the... let's see. Those Onis might have Bash. And I'm a little concerned about Bash, because that's a high strength skill. Yeah, it's one of the Goblin monsters. It's the next level after Goblin, so... Yep, yeah, Punch isn't really all that powerful for Woodmen, so I think I'd rather take care of the Onis, and then I'll just punch them in the face. I'll zap them. Yeah, just get rid of the Onis. Kill them, Confucius. Boy, if we don't get to the part that I think we're going to get to by the end of the day today, I know what this episode's going to be called. I was a little concerned because I was like, you know, my episode titles haven't exactly been the best lately. Been a little bit of a slump with them, but after yesterday's episode being called Become as Gods and the idea that I have, or both of the ideas really for the episode title for this one, I'm back in the game, baby. I still got it. Okay, definitely not these toes. So it must be the one all the way on the right. So, I guess I could just start killing the Woodmen after I kill all the Rhinos. I don't think I need to defend all that badly. And zap! There we go. But yeah, so the Onis, what are they doing in Key's body? Well, you see they're carrying a wooden stick that they may or may not attempt to put in some rather uncomfortable places. I apologize for giving anyone that image. But this dungeon is something else. Like, Persona doesn't get this lewd. And Persona gets kinda lewd sometimes. You may remember the bathhouse from Persona 4. That got pretty lewd. That's not as lewd as this. Okay, so 3 more Magi to go. Let's go outside and heal. And we've got enough money to where we may actually be able to use some of our hard-earned cash to buy some offensive spells for Yumi, so that's pretty good. These guys will die in basically no time at all, so let's give them a chance to do something. If you want to give people a chance to do something with our current lineup, like how I did there, you can have Confucius and Arya attack the same monster. Like if there's a low number of monsters, you can have Confucius and Arya attack the same one, because then they will just skip their turn, basically, if the monster dies, and then it'll let everybody else attack the other ones. So, Noel, you are getting a good chunk of HP, my friend. I would much rather you gain mana or cure, but, you know, if you don't, it's not a huge deal. Alright, so the plasmas die because thunder, and the grips don't have a whole lot of HP, so do I thunder them as well? I guess I can thunder them as well. I have more blizzards, but I think they're actually weak to it, so... I mean, I know the plasmas are weak to Confucius, so... Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, Noel. That'll do. I might run from this fight. Yeah, just because. How are we doing on items? I guess I can use the X-Cure. Might as well. I mean, you know. I bought them for a reason, and they're only 300. 75 gold per heal is a lot easier to take than 220. What did we say it was? 227, I think. Alright, so we just gotta creep down Key's left leg once we're done here, and then we'll be in good shape. Let's see. 5 cobbles, I'll defend. Let's do a beak, kick, and blizzard. Thing you love and hate about Final Fantasy Legend: resource management via weapon durability. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's kind of a love-hate relationship for me as well. I actually kind of dig it in Legend 2, though, because after the first couple of dungeons, they give you plenty of resources in a lot of cases. And the way that they handled things compared to Legend 1 in terms of, like, your robots, when you rest at the inn, you get all of your charges back for your skills at the cost of less durability for the skills. It halves the durability of the skills when you equip them. And, you know, the way that they handled everything with that. Elixirs don't have 3 uses anymore, but they are a little easier to get now than they were in the first game. I prefer the quality of life updates here, and I'm actually very okay with the way that they handled the durability system in this game, so... It's a love-hate thing for me, too, but I definitely prefer it in this game. It's much easier to handle in this game. Alright, let's get out of here. Key, I'll be back. I've got half of the Magi in your body, so... Yeah, this game's balancing is actually really good. Like, the mechanics of this game are very, very solid by comparison to the first game. It's really competent, and it's one of the things that I really appreciate about it. I've got nothing but good things to say about this game. Other than the epilepsy warnings that I'll have to throw out here and there, I've got nothing but good things to say about this game, as you'll hear over the course of the time. We were making fairly apt comparisons last time to the fact that this game feels a lot like an SMT game, before SMT was really getting its stride. Like, SMT1 was out, but SMT2 was not. So, yeah, it feels like an SMT game on the Game Boy, basically. And if you've ever wanted to play an SMT game, this is probably a good place to start, because not only do you get a whole-ass SMT game for the Game Boy, you also get 2 other games with it. So, if you have any interest at all in trying these games out, that may help you along on your decision. How many of us know what the fuck we're doing the first time around? That's true. That's very true. But I think that this game actually makes it fairly easy. Other than monster transformations, I think this game makes it fairly easy to figure out what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, it's you can kind of see the way the mechanics work without having to look at an outside guide, basically. And I can appreciate that. I think I'm going to get an ice book, because we have Blizzard, but we don't have ice for Yumi, so let's grab an ice book while we're at it. And then I'll just replenish on X potions. I'm going to try to keep some of my money, because I want to buy a Giant's Gauntlet for Arya when we get out of here, so yeah, I'll try to get to that. But let's give Yumi an ice book so she can work on her mana that way, and then we'll go from there. Been so lazy today, you're okay with that? Going to get your mail and wash a load of clothes. Alright, sounds good, Marie. You go do that. Think you need more days like this? Don't we all, though? Don't we all need those lazy days, you know, where we just kind of sit around and do nothing? Everybody deserves a break now and then, you know? So, I mean, I know the saying is no sleep for the wicked, but, I mean, I don't. I get enough sleep, and I would consider myself fairly wicked, but, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. Go do your stuff, and then we'll be here. Creeping down Key's pant leg. I'm being such a creeper today. Alright, let's go. I should tell Frank about this whole section here. He likes lewd things in video games like this. Maybe he'll play the game. I mean, he'd be pleasantly surprised at how good the game is if he did, so... Well, anyway, let me save and then we'll continue with Key's body. Everyone may deserve one, but you don't give yourself one very easily. Okay, so just need to give yourself one a little easier, that's all. Need to be like, yeah, you know, I deserve to have a day off today. Just take it. Okay, back inside Key's body. Let's go this way this time, to her left leg. And I believe if we go through here, it'll take us through her intestines, which is just gross, but I mean, whatever we gotta do to make sure she doesn't die, you know. So those amoebas, I don't know if I want to leave them alive. Actually, I don't have to worry about that. I have thunder right here that will kill them right away. Never mind, we're fine. The silvers should die to a thunder from Null, although he hasn't been getting a lot of mana gains, so they may not die to it. It's not a big deal if they don't, but I would prefer if they did. Please? Okay, they did. Good. They got like 120 HP, so... Oh, okay. Well, he lost Para, Circle Para, which is kind of bad. He got Blitz. Blitz is kind of like that sand ability that those cobbles were using on us. It'll reduce the enemy's agility. Not all that good in this game. I'm actually going to use Blitz in Final Fantasy Legend 3 for one very specific situation, but yeah, we'll worry about that when we get there. It's not, I wouldn't call it useful in any of the Legend games, to be honest with you, but I would call it useful in that one specific situation in Legend 3, so. How do I want to handle this? I think I'll have Arya defend, because Confucius is just going to kill those guys in one hit. Then we'll use Kick, and I want to use Blitz just because I don't think it raises mana, actually, so I think I'll just use Blizzard. Because Kick plus Blizzard will probably take out the robot. Yeah, that should be enough. They don't have any mana to protect them from damage from those skills, so even though Noel's mana isn't that great at the moment, it should still deal enough damage. So, alright, let's creep around through the small intestine. Then we'll head to her, what would it be, left foot? And then we can go from there. Okay, let's see. So the plasmas die because Thunder from Confucius. The grip dies because Arya is on the case. And the cobble will probably die from this combination, so. I can't get enough of how strong he is. Oh my god. He's just so powerful. It's ridiculous. Oh, man. Okay, so strike first in this battle is actually nice. That will help me quite a bit. We established that this battle can be taken care of fairly easily if I do it this way, so we'll do it this way. There we go. I'm going to hit fast forward and let the game play itself for a second while I take a drink, so... Granted, it doesn't play itself nearly as well as Final Fantasy XII does if you set the gambits up right, but I never was a big fan of Final Fantasy XII playing itself to begin with, so. Now, granted, I let the AI partners use gambits so that they can do things for me. I don't have manual control over everybody, but I usually like to keep manual control over my own, whatever party member I'm controlling in Final Fantasy XII, so. So one Thunder isn't going to kill these guys. But if I use anything else, it will kill... No, actually, I don't think an Ice from Yumi will kill them. So an Ice and Thunder will, though. So, let's just do the best we can. Actually, maybe it will. Yeah, it did. Okay. I didn't realize. I thought they had more HP than that. Oh well. We learned our lesson for later. Let's see. So, kill partisans. Goodbye, amoebas. You will no longer be a problem for me. Use kick. And then use thunders. There we go. Yeah, 300 damage on a weakness hit? That's absurd at this point in the game, man. Well, I shouldn't say it's absurd. If you had like 3 sabers on your robot, you'd be hitting for that kind of amount of an attack. But even then, Noel got a mana up. Awesome. And that kick sells for 700. That's a good battle right there. Yeah, even if you had a robot that had really high agility for equipping, like, let's say 3 sabers, you'd have like 30 agility. You'd still only be able to hit single target. So having a group hit that deals that much damage is nuts, dude. So, and we're gonna have good money by the time we're done here. So it's good though, because we'll make use of that money over the course of the next couple of worlds, basically. Like, we'll go back to the Giants world and we'll buy some stuff, and then we'll go to the next world and we'll buy some stuff. So this was a preemptive strike, right? So I can kind of just do whatever I want. I'll do that, and then I'm just going to use Blizzard. If there's one left over, I'm not really worried about it, because Confucius and Arya can handle whatever's left. So probably have 2 left, actually. Excuse me. But yeah, like I said, they can handle it. It'll be fine. Want to kind of run punch and kick down at about the same rate. Because that way they'll both be really strong right when I need them to be. Ideally, we'll run punch and kick down to their close to final uses by the time we get close to a boss, because the way that martial arts work is that when they're down really close to the end of their uses, they deal a lot more damage, because it's the damage that they deal is based on the difference between how many uses they had at max and how many uses they have now. So once you start getting down into like single digits left for them, they start dealing crazy amounts of damage. And the last use for that, like, punch is dealing what, like 120 something at the moment, and kick's dealing 100 and actually I think it's like 130, 120 at the moment. You get down to 1 use on punch and it'll deal 600 damage easy. Kick will deal 800. It's pretty crazy. How do I want to handle this? I definitely want the plasmas dead, but I can handle that. That's not a big deal with Confucius just going like zap. And then, yeah, I'll just do this to the grips. They'll die from thunder, so. See, there's the poison right there, but yeah, really not a big deal. It'll go away at the end of a battle, even if we get poisoned, so. And it deals marginal amounts of damage, but it's nothing that we gotta be concerned about. Not worth carrying antidotes for, or any skills that heal poison, because I don't think there are antidotes in this game, actually, now that I think about it. I think that's just Legend 3, so. That Cobble is gonna be Yumi and Null's job, so you just SMG the grip. There. I wonder if grip is like some kind of scientific term for a virus, because that's what those are supposed to be. Those are virus, the virus family of enemies. They're the weakest versions, so. Where's Dr. Mario when you need him? Of course, these ones aren't red and blue and yellow, so he probably wouldn't be able to do too much. They're green because of the Game Boy screen. Boy, that's ominous. Hope you're not superstitious, ladies and gentlemen. Are we going to get it again here? No, we're not. Just do the same thing that we did. Although, I might want to do... hang on. I might want to do this, and then this, and this. There we go. Yeah, Blizzard isn't going to be incredibly strong in the early game, just because of the fact that it has a lower mana multiplier. But later on in the game, when we start encountering huge groups of enemies that are... Basically, we'll have a bunch of group attacks, because Confucius and Yumi will be able to do single group attacks, and then Noel will be able to soften them all up using his Blizzard skill. So when they start getting to the point where the enemies have, like, let's say 3, maybe 400 HP each in a few worlds, it'll be nice to be able to just soften them up with Blizzard, because that will probably kill whatever's left over after Yumi and Confucius and Arya use their AoE skills, so. Yeah, the party that we have is pretty solid. It's nice and diverse. It gives you an idea of what every type of class in the game can do, and it should work very well throughout the entire game, I think. So, this was a strike first, so let's kill the Woodman. Kill the Cobbles with you. Let's see. Yeah, we'll kill the rhinos with you, and then we'll use Blizzard. And then there should be like one woodman left, and that'll be it. And he'll be softened up by Blizzard, so... that will be good, because that means that Arya or Confucius can just viciously murder him right now. There we go. Oh, okay. I'll actually take that. That's actually pretty nice, because it means that Noel can, instead of having to use Blizzard against enemies that are weak to it, he can just target something that's got a weakness to Blizzard with Ice. So, that's pretty good. Did you break your toes or something on your left foot there, Key? Because your toes look a little fucked up here. Just saying. Like, there's spots where it kind of goes in between there. Anyway, there's a poison magi down here. Maybe that is indicative of her spraining her toes or breaking her toe bones or something like that. Her, what are those? Are those tarsals or? I forget my anatomy and physiology. I haven't taken that class in forever. So, man, just Blizzard, because that'll be enough once we go through the rest of the grips. Actually, Noel might not even get a turn. That's okay. The way that I'm going to be building these characters, by the way, they're pretty well self-explanatory for what they're going to be doing. With the way that they actually are right now, it's pretty much how they're going to be throughout the entire game. Arya is going to be kind of like a fast attacker with agility, but also our tank. Confucius is going to be a fast attacker. And Yumi's going to be a fast attacker as well, but with more of like a mana well, actually, no, she'll have a bit of a... Her and Confucius will both work on agility and mana in fairly equal portions over the course of the game, although Confucius will even get a little bit of strength, too, because some of his monster transformations will give him some good strength. And Noel is actually going to be our slow healer over the course of the game. He'll, eventually, he's going to be the one that uses the heal staff and everything like that, so... Was this a preemptive strike? I can't remember. I'm going to defend anyway. Do this... and then we'll do that, and then we'll do this. Because Ice is in the 4th slot, so if I'm going to use anything, it's probably in my best interest to use Ice, because it'll eventually go away, so... Okay, we got a couple of them. And the ones that are left probably don't have a whole lot of HP left, so... Get 'em! I was going to say boys, but it's not just boys here. We've got Arya and Yumi, so... Get 'em, guys and gals. You got Circle Para again. Oh boy. You're just gonna get everything but Cure, aren't you, Noel? Gonna make me waste my money. Oh well. It's not like money is an issue by the end game anyway. It's not gonna be like in Final Fantasy Legend 1 where I had all that money and I had to burn through all of it for my 2 humans. No, at the end of this game you have so much money, usually you don't know what to do with it. Even with the stuff that you can get at the end game, it gets pretty ridiculous how much money you can get. Because of one particularly nasty place, if you know what I mean. If you don't worry about it, we'll get there. That one dungeon in this old-ass Game Boy game is probably going to take me one single entire stream. So, yeah, that's a thing. But we'll get there. Hey, another pistol. Nice. 700 more gold. So yeah, if you tried to come up here to Key's Brain beforehand, it would have told you needed more Magi to open the little... whatever this is supposed to be. To open the door to her brain stem? I don't know. Whatever it is. We couldn't open it before, that's the point. This is a lot of enemies. And it wasn't preemptive either. The Fiends only have 103 HP. The Onis can bash. I really want those amoebas dead, so I guess we'll do this and this. And then you just work on agility for now, Yumi, and Noel, just do that. This should work out okay. The Fiends might be able to do something to me. I think they can put you to sleep, but yeah. The other 2 were the main threats, and they're dead now, so yeah, whatever. If they put me to sleep, no big deal. Hey, Noel actually has Circle Para, which prevents sleep. Awesome. That worked out nicely. How we doing? Oh, we're doing fine. Don't get used to it. Most battles will eventually start to... Was that an eyeball? Most battles that you fight in this game will actually start to kick your ass later, which is why it's so critical that I get Cure for Noel eventually. I kind of want to get it on screen, but I think if I don't get it on screen in this particular stream, I might just go get it, like, off screen, honestly. So, not 100% sure about that just yet, but I might do that. We'll see. Kick the Fiends. This is a preemptive strike, so they won't do a whole lot before I dump some thunders on them and they die. Very good. Very good, very good. Next. In the event that you didn't get any monster meat from the white blood cells and everything else in Key's bloodstream there, you can actually get the same monster meat that you need in order to get Quinfucius. If you've been following along with my monster transformations, you can get Quinfucius from the boss that's coming up here as well. And the boss that's coming up here is a higher leveled monster than other ones that we fought so far. I think it's like level 4 or level 5. So you might be able to get up to a slightly better monster from where you were. But I already took care of that, so. Probably should have let the game play itself while drinking there, but oh well. It's not like I'm strapped for time. Let's see here. I forget if this was a preemptive strike or not. Oh well. We'll have Yumi use the ice book to take out the rhinos, and then, yeah, I'll use Blizzard. We'll save those 5 thunder charges for the boss. Not that we'll need more than one of them, but you know. I could get into a whole bunch of battles with monsters that are weak to electricity between here and there. Not that that's actually going to happen, but you know. It's possible, I guess. And that takes care of that. Hey, more mana for Null. Awesome. That's very good. That's very good indeed. Let me see. Got a whole bunch of kicks to sell. And a pistol. So that's 2,100 gold easy, just like that. And just like that, we'll be up at 25,000 gold by the time we're done. That's pretty good. Let me see here. I could get another saber for Arya with all the money that we have, but we're going to get something better in a little while anyway, so I'm not really worried about it. Excuse me. You're fine. You don't need equipment at all. You're pretty good. You're pretty good. I might buy a fog book for you, actually. And then, we can't buy a fire book yet, but I think I might get a fire book for Null once we get to the next area, because in the next world we'll be able to buy a fire book, so. Actually, that's not even true. We'll get one, well, we can buy one. That is true. But we'll get one for free from one of the dungeons as well, so I might wait for that part. Use your quick save slot if you need the monster meat. Yes, it is Quinfucius. We should probably take it out so we can go get it. Sorry, Key, but we've got to take care of this. So we got to fight phagocytes. Phagocytes. I feel like no matter how I pronounce that, I'm going to offend somebody. White blood cells. Anyway, we got a preemptive strike, so these guys are basically dead. I'll use Kick. And I'll use... Yeah, we'll use Thunder, because they're weak to electricity, if I remember right, so... I'll say phagocytes. That shouldn't offend anybody, I don't think. The other one might. So, and phagocyte is probably the correct pronunciation anyway. So, I don't know, man. What do I look like? A biologist? Anyway. And there they go. Phagocyte's defeated. If you needed the meat, there you go. But I don't need the meat, so. I don't know why they look like an eyeball on the screen. I guess it kind of looked like a cell. Well, anyway, so does this, but, well, it's not a cell. It's a mana magi, and it's the last magi that Key has. So now Key is healed. We took care of all of Ashura's minions. We've saved her life. She can never heal anybody ever again because she, well, unless she practices with the cure book or something like that, but because she doesn't have magi in her body anymore. So now she actually has to put in a little bit of effort to be the healer that she was before. But, she'll figure it out. And while she figures it out, we'll head to the next world, because all the magi in this world are taken care of, as you can see by the Prism Magi. 0 left. And we have a total of 25, so we are almost 1/3 of the way there. Now, that doesn't mean we're 1/3 of the way through the game yet. We've still got a ways to go yet, but we're getting there. Actually, by the time we're done with this episode, we probably will be about 1/3 of the way through the game. It's probably going to be about 6 streams, so. But that's fine. It's a nice little Game Boy game with it's got a pretty decent length on it considering, you know, it's an older Game Boy RPG. I'm going to fight the rank 1 battles that we encounter along the way here, just because of the fact that they might get Null Cure. That's really the only reason, so. Do I buy stuff while I'm here? I don't think you can buy fog books in the Giants world, so I guess I might as well buy a fog book while we're here. So, I will do that. Let's see, fog, there we go. I have things to sell though, so I should probably also sell those. You can safely sell off the Micron Potion now though, we won't need it ever again, so. And Pistola, there's the fog book, don't sell that, I need that. Do I need anything else? That's the question. No, not really. So we'll have a little bit of money kicking around for once in our lifetimes here, for a little bit. I'm gonna move the X Cures down here because I'll probably end up using them before I end up using all of the eye drops, softs, and curse potions that I have. Those will probably be in those item slots for the remainder of the game. So, do I need anything from the item shop? I don't think so. I think my cure book's still doing pretty good. Yeah, it is. So, and Yumi, I guess I could buy her a cure book, but meh. We got one person that can use Cure, that's enough for now. And then once Null eventually gets Cure, I'll be able to pass the book down to Yumi, and then we'll have 2 people that can use Cure. Not that I would want Yumi to use Cure all that often, because, you know, it's pretty expensive to just be using willy-nilly, but, oh well. Alright, let's head off to the Giants world, pick up a little bit of equipment, then we'll head to the next world, because we should have enough to get to the next world from here. Let me see. I mean, we can kill these guys in one hit no matter what we use, so I'll just do whatever. Let everybody get a turn so everybody can get a chance to get stats, but, you know. There we go. Perfect. No stats, but I mean, yeah, it's a rank 1 monster, so epilepsy alert, sorry. I keep forgetting to say that. I will not forget for the dungeon that's coming up pretty soon, though, that is a definite epilepsy alert, because holy crap does that dungeon hurt my eyes, and if it hurts my eyes, probably isn't good for anybody who has some issues with epilepsy. Again, that's probably the only thing that I can say is wholly negative about this game. Like, there's no positive to that, but this should be Ashura's world. Kind of got to remember my bearings here a little bit. This should be the Giants world right here. Epilepsy alert. And yep, Giants worlds. Let's go grab a little bit of stuff. Hey, look, a moth. Oh wait, no, I went one too far. Never mind. So this monster's not actually available in the Giants world. It's only available in the next world. So I actually went to the next world by accident. Whoops. Oh well, we'll go back. I'm just gonna go back so I can buy the Giant's Gauntlet. I don't need moth's meat, thank you. Those are slightly higher rank monsters though, they're rank 4, so you'll probably start gaining stats again if you weren't before. And there's a Kelpie, which is the next level of after the silver horse that we were encountering in Key's Bloodstream. So, I'll just split the damage here a little bit. No, probably won't get a turn, but that's okay. Alright, let's go back. Epilepsy alert. I don't know why they made that so eye-piercingly bright for the Game Boy screen. Probably because they didn't expect it to be this high fidelity. Because the Game Boy screen didn't have an internal backlight, so it really, epilepsy alert. It really didn't, like, they made it that bright because you wouldn't be able to see the effect if you didn't make it really bright on the old Game Boy screen with no backlight, so... let's see. I wanted to go to the Giants store, excuse me, good lord. And then, buy a Giant's Gauntlet for Arya, and we'll go from there. So we can finally replace that one bronze gauntlet that she has with something a little more useful, as you'll see in a moment. Giant's equipment is very powerful, as you'll see right about now. Yeah, look at that. 50 defense and 330 HP now, so she's... I don't think anything's going to be able to hit her for much damage from here on out. That's pretty much par for the course for your robots, is that they're very well stocked to deal with physical damage for basically the entirety of the game. So, yeah, she'll never have to worry about that, basically ever, because we'll get more Giant's Gauntlets later as we go, and then we'll be in good shape. I will go to the inn, rest up, and then we will go from there. course, the little bits and pieces of gold that I'm going to be paying to the inn will eventually add up if I don't get Cure on Null. Of course, if I keep saying it, I'm never going to get it. Epilepsy alert. You know how it is with these games. We even saw it demonstrated in the first game. Reverse psychology seems to be the way to go. Whoops. When you want something, tell the game you don't want it, and then it'll pity you and actually give it to you. Or, you know, try to be cheeky. Epilepsy alert. Okay, so now that we're actually where we're supposed to be, let me save again. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let's go check this place out. New world, new place to explore. Apparently the Wizard of Oz lives here, because this looks a hell of a lot like the Emerald City. Oh, dear God, a griffin. Well, we got to strike first, so it doesn't really matter. The griffin will be dead. He'll be a dead griffin in a second. And Null won't get a turn, but that's okay. Usually up on the world map like this, when there's only like one enemy and they're introducing you to the new enemies you'll see for the rest of the world, Null may run the risk of not getting a turn, but yeah, it's fine. I wonder who lives in this castle. This is the Palace of Apollo, one of their new gods. Okay, well, I hope he's not doing any crazy shit with Magi, because then we might have to tell him to stop that while also slapping him with Arya's saber. Yeah, we did, actually. He was threatening our world and threatening people we knew and loved, so we had to beat the shit out of him. He actually didn't stand a chance, frankly. It's kind of crazy because Ashura is supposed to be pretty hard for the point in the game when you fight him, but, well, I didn't really make him look like he was difficult at all, so... Oh, okay, apparently Apollo's a little bit more benevolent than some of the other people. He doesn't even want to conquer the world. He's just like, these people worship me, but I don't care. It's fine. I'm just a guy doing my thing. What's up, dude? Oh, okay, so apparently they've heard of us. I mean, I guess they did say that they know we defeated Ashura, so Apollo's waiting for us. Let's go check him out. Wow, he's tall. Holy crap. He's like 3 tiles. That's pretty big. Oh, stop. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, how are you going to do that? By giving us a defense magi. Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. It's a good question, though, Arya. Why is he giving us a defense magi? Oh, okay, we'll just spread the love around. I mean, it would have been nicer if it was a speed magi or a fire magi or a thunder magi, but yeah, it's fine. I'll take what I can get. I'm not going to complain. Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't checked the prism magi just yet, so... It's left in a riddle, huh? One is where wind blows underground. Okay. One is where flame burns underwater. Okay, interesting. One is where darkness shines brightly. Interesting. So they got a little bit of a riddle for you to solve in this world. It's not really a riddle, because basically what that means is that there's 3 dungeons for you to go do in the world. And I want to say you can tackle them in whatever order you want, but that's actually not true, because you have to go do the first one or the third one, I believe. The first or the second one that he was talking about there before you can do the third one. So, because the third one has special requirements to get in. So, yeah, I guess we'll go check this place out. Let's just go roam the world for a little bit and see what we can find. Oh, we found a mountain village already. Do I want to go in there yet? Nah, I'd rather go in this cave first. There's actually 2 cave entrances here, and this one is the one that takes the least amount of time to get through, because there's just like a little passageway and then 1 treasure chest to grab. So let's go grab it, shall we? And, yeah, Apollo's theme is going to be sticking around for a little bit, but I mean, it's a pretty good theme, so I don't mind it. Doesn't sound as benevolent as he apparently is, though, but whatever. And here we get Hermes shoes. So those, if equipped on a human or a mutant, will actually raise their agility by 10. As you can see from Yumi, if I'd give that to her, she'll have a total of 26 agility. That's pretty good. Don't want to give it to her, though. I'm not 100% sure. Because the lower that her agility is, the higher a chance that she'll actually get some, if I recall correctly, in the fights. I may want to equip it just on Arya for now so that she can hang on to it instead of, like, let's say the Silver Gauntlet. Let's see how much more defense it gives her. 4 extra defense, a little extra HP. I think I'll give it to Yumi. I think I'll let Yumi wear the Hermes shoes because those will probably help Yumi out more. Like, I would like her to gain stats, don't get me wrong, but also I want to make sure that she has enough agility to actually be, like, really efficient with what she uses. So let's give her that and give her back the silver plate. That'll give her 11 defense again, so she'll be in good shape. There are other boots that I can get later on in the game that I'll want to give to Null, but we'll worry about that once we get there. Oh, I forgot to equip this fog book. Okay, well, let's go do that then. Here you go, Yumi. Have another spell. There you go. Yeah, 26 agility means that she probably won't have to work on punch and kick for a little while yet. She can start working on ice and fog a little bit more. And don't worry about it if you're a little concerned about, oh, well, will she, you know, isn't it expensive? Don't worry about it, it's fine. We'll have enough money, trust me. We got a first strike here, so I can actually take it a little easy in this battle. I'm going to start using the saber, though, because the rapier is going to start to fall off on damage in this world, so... I wonder if the spiders have circle poison, actually, so maybe I should attack them with the saber. Yeah, they're poison spiders, so they, yeah, that P is not there for psychic, it's actually there for poison. Normally it would be psychic in this game because psychic blast is called P blast, but yeah, it's not the case here. Why don't we just do blizzard? Because, I mean, again, we won't have to worry about it here because we'll be able to take out all of the enemies by the time they can actually attack, so... And blizzard will actually do something because it didn't take out all the kelpies with fog there. That's good. There's 2 left, and they're pretty weak, so we'll just geek and do that stuff. I know I'm, you know, running a little bit of a risk using fog there. But, or rather, not running a risk, but running my money down a little bit, but we'll get enough money, don't worry. Okay, max HP. That's very nice. Good job, guys. I'll take it. You're both doing pretty good on HP. They'll probably end up being, before we end up getting the next monster transformation for Confucius, Yumi and Null will probably end up being closer to where Arya is on HP, so it'll give them a bit of a head start on Confucius. I'll probably have to move him to the back row in a little bit because he's not going to be nearly as tanky as they are. Well, actually that's not true because he has good defense, but I'll figure it out. These are Hofids. They are kind of a pain in the ass. This whole monster type, these living sword monster types, usually a pain in the ass because they have circle change, and that gives them immunity to basically all status ailments except stone. But they also sometimes have circle damage, which prevents them from taking damage from any elemental abilities, and they have high defense physically, so you can see where that could become a problem eventually. What do I want to do to these guys? Do I want to SMG them to death? Because these ones don't have circle damage. These ones just have circle change, if I remember right, so... I guess I'll just punch them, and then use Thunder. I don't think we'll take all of them out, but we'll take out a few. Managed to break through some of their defenses with ye old kick there. Okay, see, we got through one of them. No big deal. I can use the SMG now that everybody's gotten turn, so taking a turn. Because that means everybody's in good shape there. There we go. And that'll take the rest of them out. Good. Don't need that. Null got more mana. Very good. Just got to work on Arya there. Or not Arya. Yumi there. And then we'll be good. Okay. Let's head into town here. We'll explore this town a little bit more. Actually, we'll explore it a little more later. For now, don't worry about what they're saying about Dunatis. Dunatis is a lie. Don't believe them. No, that's not true. Dunatis is a thing that we don't know anything about, so I can't make one judgment call one way or the other about whether or not he's a lie. But for now, it's not really a big deal. We'll just rest at the inn while we're here, and then we'll head on out. And we'll head south to the first dungeon of the 3 that I'll be doing. So, the other one is the dungeon that's the place where wind blows underground is up north of that village there. The second dungeon is right there, but that dungeon is Epilepsy Alert the Dungeon, so we're not going to go there just yet. And past this harbor is where the third dungeon is, once we can get down into the water. We'll work on that in a minute. Let's just take care of this Griffon first. There we go. Alright, let's see what they got for sale in this shop, and then we'll go from there. Look at all the fish. Neptune, huh? Whoa. Well, he sounds pretty powerful. I better watch out when I go down to the ocean floor. Holy crap. Oh, really? Huh. Oh, yeah, that would mean he'd be pretty angry, wouldn't it? Must be some kind of crazy sea serpent or something. Holy cow. Do I have anything to sell? I think I have, yeah, a couple of things to sell. So there's that, and there's that for you. And then, don't want to buy anything. Like I said, we'll get a fire book before too long anyway. I guess I could buy Headbutt. But, I don't know if it's really all that necessary. I mean, it would help with getting Yumi more agility. But I think I want to skip Headbutt, actually. I think I want to wait until the next skill, or even just get her an agility weapon the next time we gain access to agility weapons, because the next one that we gain access to is pretty powerful. So we'll wait for that one, I think. So we'll hold off, because, like I said, we'll get a fire book for free pretty soon. Anything down here? I think this is just a harbor. Yeah. What's up, dude? Well, yeah, I mean, if ships can't come in because he's blowing them out of the water. Maybe we could if we go down there, and maybe he'll have Magi for us. Interesting. Now there's a thought. Let's see what's at the item shop first. Besides a crab rave. There's gold helmets here. You could buy those if you got the money. We'll probably have the money for those in a little bit. The speed up here will increase your agility by 10, but it's temporary. It only works in battle. So I usually don't buy it. It's really not something that I concern myself with too much. If I need agility, we can usually get it from other sources. Like in Yumi's case, I can get it from the Hermes shoes, or from her just using the punch and kick and jujitsu techniques, or the karate techniques, whatever you want to call them. And Noel doesn't need speed up because he's going to be slow for the entire game, basically, so I'm not really all that concerned. We have a gold shield. The gold helmets, well, a gold helmet would be nice for Noel, but I'm not going to prioritize it at the moment. Right now I'm prioritizing us getting the Magi that he was talking about. Oh, wow. Huh. Well, I hope he's okay. Good lord. Let's hope he didn't wander down there and die. That would suck. Do I need to rest? I'll do it anyway, even if we don't. Wonder what the ye old pub says about this Neptune guy. Oh. Well, you seem pretty confident. Oh, okay, gotcha. So there's like a little, well, a harbor, I guess, but a headland to the south of the town where you can walk right into the ocean, so. Oh, okay. Well, that would be a place where flame burns underwater, wouldn't it? So maybe we gotta go there, don't we? So maybe there is no Neptune, it's only volcano. And the one he's talking about here is the one where darkness shines brightly, because you need the eye to see through the bright cave. So yeah, it's kind of a reverse of what they do in Pokemon, where they have to have you get flash to see in the dark cave. Here, the cave is so bright, you need to get eyeballs that can see, well, basically eyeballs that make it so that it darkens your sight so that you don't get blinded by the cave. It's like Blinded by the Light, except more death. Alright, let's walk into the ocean and stop Apollo's music. There we go. And we can breathe underwater perfectly fine. I mean, Aria's a robot, so of course she doesn't require oxygen in order to do anything. I don't know how she's not rusting, but maybe when Dad built her, she was waterproofed, probably. Anyway, let's go find that volcano. Hopefully we won't run into any crazy sea serpents. You actually can't run into any crazy sea serpents in this version of the game. In the DS version, though, you can run into a sea serpent because Neptune is real in the DS version of the game. He's a super boss that I think you can run into starting right away. Like, as soon as you get here, you can run into him, and he's pretty damn powerful. So I would say if you're playing the DS version, it might be a good idea to avoid that guy, because I think what has to happen in the DS version is you can find him in the ocean, but then it'll say, are you really sure you want to fight him? And then you have to say yes or no. So yeah, I would say avoid that like the plague. Just go to the volcano. You'll get a little singed because there's lava in here, but it's fine. You fight Neptune, you'll get a lot more than singed, that's for sure. Okay, we got tortoises and ravens to deal with here. We'll take out the Phagocyte, I think, with Arya. And the tortoise has a shell ability, which lets him block physical attacks, but he can't block thunder, so we'll just zap him with it. The raven, I don't think has much special about it at all, so we'll just... Oh, wait, I can't use fog on him, can I? I'll use it on the Phagocyte to hopefully save my charge, and we'll thunder the... Or that could happen, that works too. We'll thunder the raven and take care of it. Zap! Awesome. Okay, well, I used up a fog charge, but that's okay. Not really a big deal. 4 tortoises, I think it's probably in my best interest to not try to do that. See, the only trouble with the early game here is that in a lot of cases, Yumi will be working on agility more than mana, because you usually can't get away with using anything other than punch or kick if you want everybody to get a turn, you know, so. But to be fair, this blizzard may not kill all of the tortoises. Oh, excuse me. Even though they're weak to it. Yeah, so now Yumi can actually get a turn to use, maybe get a turn to use ice or fog. I'll use fog. It's less useful than ice over time, so I'd rather use fog. There we go. And like I said in the last episode, the last thing that you do in battle is what determines which stat you have a chance of gaining. So if Yumi uses punch, but then she uses fog, she only has a chance to gain mana. She doesn't have a chance to gain mana and agility, so that should help out a little bit. Yeah, why don't we use Beak, and we'll use Punch, and we'll use... Yeah, I guess we can use Blizzard. Let me let the game play itself for a second while I take a drink. Okay, there we go. 1 left, so you know what to do. Jump on them, team. Do I use Fog in case... I'll use it just in case she has a chance to gain her mana. And actually, Yumi's the fastest member of our party at the moment, so she probably will go first no matter what. Like, as you can see, she's even faster than Arya now with those Hermes shoes, so she'll be pretty good. Hello, Rancid Raptor. How you doing? Welcome to the streams. Yeah, this game's soundtrack is phenomenal there, man. I really, really dig it quite a bit. Nobuo Uematsu did a great job on it. But yeah, even though the music is a little repetitive down here, you're right, it still slaps hard. Even the normal battle theme, it gets a little repetitive over time as well, but it's still, like, I love it. It's all great music, so... It's very good, I enjoy it. The Phagocyte we'll take care of. How do I want to do this? I guess I could have Confucius use Beak on the Phagocyte, and then Yumi and Null can use their magic to kill the other ones, like this and that. There we go. That way, they can both get a chance to gain mana, because that's really what I want, so... Ow! Stop it. There we go. Yeah, there's that Dissolve skill that I was talking about, where it can get right through your defenses there, because that hit Arya, and even though it hit Arya, it still did 117 damage, so gotta be a little careful. We got X-Cures, though, so we'll be okay. Really, it's a good idea to hold on to an X-Cure for the next few worlds for your robot anyway, because their lack of mana makes cure books not very effective on them. Like, they'll only be healed for the mana of the person who casts it on them times, I think, 10. Whereas if you were to, say, cast Cure on, like, Yumi or Confucius, like if Noel was to cast Cure on Yumi or Confucius here, it would take into account not only Noel's mana, but also Confucius or Yumi's mana in calculating how much it heals. So because of the fact that Arya doesn't have any mana, it will make things less than stellar in that department. There are 7 jellies in this battle. I am not taking any chances. They need to die right away. I'm sorry, Noel. I know you aren't going to get a turn, but yeah, got to take care of them. That is 7 dissolves that we just didn't have to deal with, which is rather good. Never beat the final boss itself, never had enough weapons, all your stuff would break before the boss died. Oh, yeah, that sucks. Well, I will probably make the final boss look a little bit easier than you may remember by the time we get there, but that'll be a ways out yet. We're probably going to be another, I'm going to say 4 streams before we get to the final boss. It'll probably be on stream number 6 by the time we get there. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to have, let's see. I think the chameleons here are still weak to ice. So, and then if I blizzard, it'll kind of clean up anything that doesn't die here. Not that there's going to be anything left, but, you know. That's okay, Yumi got some mana up. Noel's still lacking a little in the mana department, but we'll get there. No big deal. Anything over here? No, nothing over here. That's okay, we took a little excess damage, but that's no big deal. Oh, whoops. I'm like looking at my chat and I missed my turn at Albuquerque. Uh-oh, big eyes. Actually, these ones aren't too bad. Big eyes are not really that threatening. Their older cousins, though, that's a different story. So, take the Phagocytes. Let's see. I don't want to handle the Phagocytes. I think I'll kick and then use Thunder on them because they're weak to it, if I remember right. So it'll take one of them out like that. That one's dead. Or no, it's not. Never mind. I didn't quite do enough damage. I'm forgetting that Arya isn't the absolute powerhouse that I'm thinking she is. And actually, the Phagocytes aren't weak to electricity. I was wrong! Oh well, it's fine. We'll take care of them. No big deal. Do have to watch your health just a little bit in here because of the lava, but we'll be able to handle that shortly anyway. So even though we're... Well, I should probably heal Confucius. That's probably a good idea. There we go. There you go, buddy. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, there's a couple of treasures here. That's pretty good. We're starting to run into stuff that'll help us, including some power! And a gold sword. So if you have a strength character, gold sword is pretty good for you. The power potion is even nicer. I'll use the power potion, but we're not going to really need it for anything because I don't have any strength characters. So we'll just sell the gold sword. It's probably worth a pretty good chunk of money. So... yeah, starting to get there, Yumi. Starting to get there on that mana. Noel's starting to get his mana up now as well. He's his abilities, he still has to get something other than Circle Para. Again, I would prefer if he gets Cure. But, I mean, I guess Circle Para is probably the best of the abilities that he could have if he didn't have Cure there. He could have an offensive skill as well, but yeah, I mean, Circle Para is pretty good. There's that fire book that I was talking about being free. So, who do I want to give that to? Yumi's got Ice and Fog, so we'll give it to Noel. Let him hang on to that. And I'll actually move this stuff around a little bit so that Circle Para is at the bottom of this list. Like right about here. There we go. And we'll do that. And we'll go from there. Let's see. Is there a way down from here? There is. And we want to go this way because that lava looks different. Well, that's because it's not lava. It's a healing pool. Just like in the first game, it will heal you to full HP. It won't heal your uses, but, I mean, in a dungeon with a bunch of lava in it, it's rather nice to have a little bit of a rest stop, you know? Alright, well, let's keep going. Yeah, those big guys aren't really too threatening at the moment. I think that the only thing they can do is cast Gaze on you, which can paralyze you, but it's really not a big deal. Nothing that we have to be overly concerned about. I will kill them if I use either Ice or Fog, though, so I guess I'm using Kick. And then... I guess I'll use Fire. It's probably the most powerful spell that Noel has out of all of these, because it has a higher damage multiplier, so... Kind of amazing the things they did to set the atmosphere with the limitations of the Game Boy. I agree. I really enjoy a lot of the things that they did, atmosphere-wise, mechanics-wise, all that stuff. Like in World 2 of the Sandstorm World, you find the town in the middle of a sandstorm, and to show how the town is in the sandstorm, only load part of the town at a time and cover the rest with moving pixels. Little things like that speak volumes to some of these old games. Yeah, they had to be really resourceful, you know what I mean, with all this stuff to make sure that you got the idea, but they didn't really have like a whole ton of resources so that they could make it like really high fidelity. So they had to get creative with the resources that they had. It's like we said earlier in the stream, they really made use of what they had in terms of the limited technology. I feel like in the way, Final Fantasy Legend 1, the first one, was more of a test to see if they could figure out, like, okay, this is what we can do with the technology. Now in the sequel, let's polish up the mechanics and push that stuff further so that the game can be not just a little rough around the edges. Like, let's make the edges a little less rough, you know what I mean? So, I can really appreciate it. This game does really well in a lot of departments, and I'm all for it. Oh, these guys are new. Maple Man and Ghoul. Well, let's just keep using the saber. The Maple Men are weak to fire, so it's probably a good idea for me to have Noel do that. I'm actually going to do something a little... Well, no, actually, I'm not going to do something a little strange, because Yumi's going to get her turn before Arya now. I got to remember that. Let's just use Fog, and then we'll use Fire on the Maple Men so that they die. Okay, that's actually fine, honestly. I mean, I used one of my Fog skills there, like one of the pieces of the Fog skill book. I used it up, or one of my durability charges of it. But at the very least, Yumi had a chance to gain mana, but we didn't kill the things that Noel needed the chance to gain mana from, you know? So, that's pretty good. Not ideal, but it'll work out. Okay, so, going up here next. I think we're almost done. The paths that aren't the stairs here are basically just dead ends, so you just want to go up this way if you can. Try to get out to the end, right about here, where we can find a Poison Magi. A Fire Magi for Yumi there, that'll help. And the True Eye Magi. So that's the one you actually need in order to go to the cave where darkness shines brightly, because the True Eye Magi will let you see in the light. You could use it now, but I don't think it does anything if you use it now, so... Well, 6 more to go. That means 2 more dungeons, and so that means probably we'll get 3 from one of the dungeons and 3 from the other. And that's pretty much it. The volcano is a fairly short area. There really isn't a whole lot going on here, so... you take out the big eye. I really want to cast Thunder on these Phagocytes and just take them out in one hit, but I don't think it's a good idea. So, and we'll do that. And that should be enough. Probably Yumi will... Oh, they're weak to ice. Okay. Well, sorry, Noel. Here I was the whole time thinking they're weak to Thunder. Oh, well. No big deal. And Yumi got mana up. Nice. Like I said, you'll probably see your human getting a lot more stat growths than your mutant for a little while, just because of the fact that the human doesn't really have a whole lot of stats to work on. Yumi just has HP, agility, and mana to work on. She doesn't have to worry about her ability list or anything like that, gaining or losing new skills. So she'll probably get more stats than Noel will for a little while, but again, because Noel's only working on mana, he'll start catching up eventually. So we'll just have to supplement him until then with, like books and stuff. There's how many of them? 4. Okay. So I don't think these guys even have any attacks. Like, they have Warning, but I think they also only have Gaze as an attack, so I can pretty much just... I don't even need to defend. I can just blast them. I'll use Fog. I think it's going to kill them all, but... Yep. Yeah, that's the only trouble here with the earlier parts when there's only one group of enemies to target. If you start having a human that can use, some magical skills, it might kind of cuck your mutant if they're a little slower, you know. Oh well, it's fine. Noel will get his chance, don't you worry. Eventually they'll start throwing basically every single encounter will have at least 2 or 3 enemies in it, so we'll end up having to be a little bit less, like, we won't end up stepping on each other's toes, basically, when that happens. So. I don't know if there's a proper term for it, but the way that H.C. Bailey, when he played this game, originally coined the issue with low agility characters is he called it the agility spiral of death, because of the fact that if they had low agility, it meant that they wouldn't get their turn in unless you kind of went out of your way to make sure they got their turn in. And then because they're not getting their turn in, they don't gain stats, and because they don't gain stats, they don't end up as powerful as the people that have high agility. But it's fine. Not really a big deal. The lack of agility that Noel has there will play to our advantage later on in the game, so I would actually rather that he not get any agility at all, which is why I haven't really been equipping him with anything other than spells for the entire game, so that's the only thing I care about for him is mana. Okay, so next dungeon we're going to go to is this dungeon. It's called the Cave of Light, and I mentioned before that I needed to tell you guys that there is a bit of an epilepsy warning here. This is your opportunity if you have any issues with, or sensitivities with light, where you, or like flashing images that could cause you some problems. You may want to actually close the stream out now, because probably by the time we're done with the Cave of Light, we will be done with the stream. But this dungeon is a little bit of a rough one on the eyes, so if you have any troubles with that sort of stuff, I'm sorry that you can't watch the remainder of the stream, but I would rather that you not watch the rest of the stream and get away with not having an epileptic attack. So here's your last chance. If you're gonna close it out, feel free to close it out now if you have that problem. Okay, everybody good? Everybody feeling okay? I hope you didn't just eat something, because this may make you a little nauseous. It makes me a little nauseous, frankly, so. Okay, so now with the True Eye Magi, we can actually see well in the light. The Cave of Light, that is. This is the problem right here. You see this floor and how it moves like that? That's the problem with this dungeon, is it can do a number on your eyes, so... It really doesn't help you all that much, especially if you have, like I said, sensitivity, that sort of stuff. How viable is a 2 human, 2 mutant team? Very viable, I would think, Rancid. I don't personally like it because you'll end up having to do a bit of grinding to make sure that they get the stats that they need. Oh, actually, I mean, I guess you don't really need to grind, because if you can get their stats up to like 50, you're probably in good shape. But yeah, I would, if you're going to get a 2 human, 2 mutant team, I would say make sure that one of the mutants gets surprise and warning, so that way you can get preemptive strikes and not get back attacks in battle. So like fight Ashura until you get surprise, try to get warning in the first world, try to get cure in the first world. But other than that, there really isn't a whole lot to it. You pretty much just, hey, one's going to be strength based, one's going to be agility based, the other 2 are going to be mana based, and just do whatever you can. Give the front 2 party members the best armor and go nuts. Most parties in this game are pretty well viable, so it just depends on what you'll have to do to make sure that they remain viable. And 2 human, 2 mutant, they all need stat gains, so that's the only thing that I could see being a bit of a problem, is that they all need stat gains, so you might need to kind of tough it out a little bit with getting them more stats, but I don't really think it'll be too much of a problem. Virtually everything's viable. That's what I would say. Like, even 4 robot is viable. Like, you don't have access to the crazy group-hitting spells, but, I mean, you get guns in the game, so that pretty much solves that problem right away for you. So, I think the only one that might not be incredibly viable would be 4 monster, because you can't actually get more than 2 monsters to the maximum level in this game. So you'll end up having 2 monsters that are at the highest level, highest tier of monsters, and then 2 that are at the second highest. So I would say that's the only one that's not viable for me personally. Why don't we take care of all 6 of those worm kids right away, and then you do that, and yeah, you can use Thunder. It should be able to take out that virus. Gotta love Confucius's Thunder. Just deals so much damage. These viruses, instead of poisoning you, actually I think they can still poison you, but they can also use heat, which reduces your strength. But, I mean, I'm not using strength, so I don't care. Do that if you won't. Here's the reason why we need those soft potions, by the way, why I've got a couple of them in my inventory, because we've got Medusas in this dungeon, and they have access to Stone Gaze, which can stone you, obviously. So we don't want to deal with that. I'm just going to take them all out right away. Let's see. Okay, here's the thought. Let's do this. And then let's do this. There we go. So that takes care of them. Won't be turning me to stone. I mean, they'll paralyze me, but whatever. That's not a big deal. You've paralyzed the wrong person. Hey, Noel got a mana up. Nice. How's he doing on mana? Oh, he's at 15. That's not too bad. He's going to get +6 from from the rest of the mana potions that are available in the game, so he's essentially got 21 mana at the moment. Again, once he gets to about 50, that's basically all you need. You don't really need to go any further than that. I'm going to try to go further than that, but if he doesn't get it, I'm not really going to be too concerned. Uh-oh, pick the path. I'm terrible at this game. Well, usually it's when in doubt, go left, so I'm going to go right this time. Because if the developers said, oh yeah, well, they might think when in doubt, go left as well, then they probably put the path forward on the left, so... Well, Thunder worked on those ravens last time, so it should work this time, too. Take him out, Yumi! Gotcha. And that takes care of that. getting a lot of money out of this too. So, gotta buy any items. You'll have plenty of time to buy them and plenty of money too. There's another power potion. Is that all of them? I think there's only 3 in the game, and I think that's all of them. Maybe there's 4, because I think you get one in one of the dungeons later, but... Anyway, we've used all of them, so it doesn't matter. I used them on Yumi just because, again, Noel's never going to be using weapons anyway, so if by some ungodly reason we manage to get a strength weapon that's actually halfway decent in the game that doesn't require agility for Yumi, or, well, now that her agility is higher, we can probably make use of strength weapons for her. I just usually end up selling them, though, to be honest. They're usually not anything that I concern myself with. But her strength isn't too bad now, so... maybe I'll concern myself with it this time. I don't know. It just depends on how I feel. So this room is a big circle, as you'll see in a moment once I go this way. There's another giant gauntlet. We'll give that to Arya so she can have even more defense. Overwrite the silver gauntlet there. And yeah, 62 defense and 384 HP. Definitely nothing to sneeze at there. So, doing pretty good. So yeah, if you need to go up in the circle, just go this way, and it'll load the next section. Oh, good, we got a first strike on the Medusas. I would rather that than deal with anything else. And there's 6 of them, but they'll all die to thunder anyway, so... or fog, even. That'll work, too. And I don't think the worm kids are resistant to fire yet. I think their family group eventually becomes resistant to fire, but not yet. So... yeah, there we go. See, you can still take these enemies out. No, you just need to hit them with a spell book instead of your skills. It's a little more expensive than what I would prefer, but, you know, it's fine. We don't need Medusa meat. Heh. Lewd. There's another Thunder book for us, so that'll help us a little bit. Okay, this is a bit of a tricky battle. I'm going to need to SMG a few things. Probably... am I going to need to SMG a few things? Actually, I don't think I will. I think I'll just defend. Definitely want to kill the Medusas quickly. Those Saber Cats are a little bit worrying, though, too, because they can deal some pretty good damage. So maybe I'll have Confucius take them out with Thunder. We'll have Yumi take the Medusas out with Ice. And then we'll have Noel take out the Big Eyes with Fire. This is eventually going to be the way that most battles go there, is that we're going to have Arya defending or using a single target attack. And then Yumi, Noel, and Confucius will end up dealing with the 3 enemy groups with their AoE skills. So usually that's pretty effective because not only does it take the enemies out while also keeping us alive, it also allows everyone to get a turn that way. So, which is very important, obviously. The stairs are right there to the next floor. This just leads to nothing over here, so don't worry about it. No treasure to find on this floor anymore. We've already got it all, so... we're still doing good on HP. I think the way forward is over there, but we want to go down here first because there's a treasure I want to grab, so... Another preemptive strike, that's rather nice. Since it's preemptive, I'll just attack. Why don't you do that? We'll use Fog on the Ravens and Fire on the Spiders. There we go. That will work. And Arya didn't get the turn, but because it said Arya did nothing, she still has a chance to gain mana at the end of the fight. So. And there's a laser saber for us, or a laser sword. Lightsaber? Probably. So that's one thing that we'll be able to replace Arya's rapier with now, because it's the next agility weapon in line for her, which should give her, yeah, a pretty decent boost to her agility there. So now she's got 27, 429 HP as well, so she's in good shape. Let's put that down here. So now the saber is actually her weakest attack out of anything, although the SMG is probably about the same now based on how high her agility is. But she's pretty good now. We got a first strike there, so I can even show you how good. So let's use the saber on these guys. Do this. We'll do this, because Noel has the fire book, so we'll let him take out the things that are weak to fire. There we go. Just had to wait a moment for them to finally stop doing nothing so that we could get 2 mana ups. Awesome. That's really good. You almost never see that, so that's pretty good. I can appreciate that. I'm going to save after that because that's rather nice. Save up here. Use my quick save slot. And we've got a pretty good amount of money out of that battle, too. We're pushing almost 30,000 gold again, so that's pretty good. Another preemptive strike. Yeah, that's going to make the rest of this game, for a little while anyway, it's going to make dealing with things in this game not really all that big of a deal because preemptive strikes will just make killing things way easier. It saves me quite a bit on healing, though, since Null doesn't have his cure ability yet, though. So I'm okay with it to a degree. I'm not okay with it because it's going to trivialize a lot of the fighting from here on for a little bit, but I am okay with it because I don't have cure yet, so. Excuse me. What we got here? Oh, good, like almost 15 enemies, 14 enemies. We got a first strike, though, so let's test out that laser saber, shall we? We might even get a chance to actually use it in this fight. Who do I want to take out these? Probably that. I'll let Null take out the Griffins, and Yumi can take out the Ravens. Yeah, we'll do it that way. So that way Arya gets a chance to use the laser saber. Yeah, almost 400 damage. That's pretty good. The progression in this game is going to be like that, though. Like, all of a sudden, we're going to get new equipment or we're going to get a new monster transformation, and whoever gets it is going to turn into a much more powerful person than they were before.
What?
So.
Okay, hold on.
So yeah, the progression will be like that. It'll make things rather nice for us. Okay, so same deal here. We'll use the saber. We'll use the beak. We'll use the ice, and we'll use the fire. Probably what I'm going to do is after we finish this dungeon, because we're almost done with it now, we'll go up to that town by the caves there. Ow, stop. And we will, we'll just explore the whole town. We'll see what's going on there. Hey, nice. Mana up and an HP increase. Pretty good. Null's getting some good HP gains, actually. He usually doesn't have this much HP for me. Yumi's at about where she should be, but Null has a little bit more than he normally does at this point, so that's not too bad. I'm going to use a cure book, though, because, well, at this point, we've got so much money that using the cure book is no longer going to be something that feels wasteful, you know what I mean? So, and we'll use this X cure because it's almost out of uses anyway. Let's move this Thunder book up because I'm probably going to equip it on somebody in a little bit. The rest of that stuff we'll probably just sell, or in the case of the X cure, I'll use it if we need to. So yeah, probably we'll finish this dungeon up so we can get through the epilepsy alert. Oh great, pick the path, except there's 3 paths this time. Go right again. I think I picked the right place. Let's see. Yes, I did! Treasure chest up here, with a revenge sword in it. It is a counterattack sword, so it'll... Basically, you'll wait for an attack, and then you'll hit them back for double your strength. Unfortunately, nobody in my party really can make very good use of it, because it's based on strength to determine its damage, so I'm not going to use it. It's there if you want it, though. So, how do I want to handle this? Saber cats and kelpies, and there's a lot of them. So, probably just do this, and then do... I think the kelpies can paralyze you, but I'm kind of a little more concerned about the saber cats. They have that tusk ability, which can deal some pretty good damage to you, so... Welcome back, Marie. You're in a shower with what else you did? Gotcha. Nice. Took care of all the business you needed to. We are just going through the Cave of Light right now. And Arya's defending against all of the kicks, while Null charges his fire spell there. But I warn you, Marie, this place is a little bit of an eyesore with the sprites in here, as you'll see right about now. Oh, we're going back towards the chest. I already got the chest. We don't need to go get that anymore. 5, 3, and 3, huh? Well, those ravens are pretty easy to kill. Poison spiders, too. And then the grips. I'll probably have Null use thunder on the... or not grips, the viruses. Just to save on his fire charges, I think. And we'll use thunder. Zap those guys. Ice on the ravens. And then thunder over here. There we go. Put up a shield, Arya. Actually, no, Mr. Raven, you're supposed to hit Arya. Okay, the poison's no big deal. That's fine. Because we're not going to last through a round for them to actually hurt us with the poison anyway, so... There we go. Perfect. Null got more mana. See what I meant? He's catching up a little bit now. Now that he's actually getting the chance to hit everything. So, why don't we just kill that virus real quick? You can hit that thing as well. We'll just, I'll use ice on the spiders, and then we'll use thunder on the ravens, because it's killed them before, so... There you go. Yeah, 300 damage now with the saber and with the laser sword equipped. It's pretty good. I mean, we can buy another laser sword in the mountain village that's up there as well, so then Ari would be very, very good. And I might do that, but I don't think I'll do that just yet. The saber and the laser sword is good enough for now. So I'm more concerned about her being our tank, basically. I don't think there's anything on the left path. Yeah, it's just a dead end, so... And I think this is the last floor, which means there's going to be Magi here. Oh good, another preemptive strike. I'm sorry if this is trivializing the game a little bit, having this, but once I got Surprise, I was like, I can't not get this. I'm just going to be trying to get it later anyway, so I might as well get it now. So, yeah, apologies if it trivializes things a little bit, but I love it. And to be fair, after this episode, if I had not gotten Surprise, I would have tried to grind it out in this episode to get to the point where I could get Surprise from a boss. And there's a boss coming up that's a high-level enemy, so you'd be able to get Surprise pretty easily from them. It's in the next dungeon after the Cave of Light here. So you'd be able to get it pretty easily from them. So I would have gotten all the way to that point, and I would have said, okay, so just like in the first episode, I'm going to save Scum until I get Surprise, but, well, I already got it, so now we don't have to. Now I don't have to be scummy. That's rather nice. Here's a Thunder Magi. I think there's one up here, too. Yeah, there is. There's another platform here. A Mana Magi for Null. Good. Thunder Magi for Quinfucius, which is also good. And then one more right here. And Ice Magi, and now we can finally get out of Epilepsy Alert, the dungeon. We never have to come back here. Phenomenal. Of course, the enemies aren't going to make it easy for me, but, well, I mean, that's par for the course. No big deal there. Let's zap the worm kids, use ice on the griffins, and then zap the ravens, because thunder will take them out, and then I'll save my fire charges. 400 damage. Probably won't see into the thousands in damage in this game, but it'll probably get pretty close at certain points. We didn't get to the thousands in the first game, did we? I'm pretty sure we didn't. There's more mana! Like I said, Null will catch up. It's just a matter of time. I feel like in some cases it's almost a little streaky. Like you'll see several gains in the same stat over a very short period of time for no real reason. I don't know if it's like an RNG thing or what, but I mean obviously it's pseudo RNG because it's an old Game Boy game. So if a PS2 game has pseudo RNG in it, then of course an old Game Boy game isn't going to have true randomness. So I would imagine the pseudo RNG is working in your favor in that department, but... Okay, we're out of the Cave of Light. No more epilepsy. We're good. And now, I could heal Yumi, and actually I'm gonna, because I have one X-Cure left right here. So, there we go. And then, let's head back to the mountain village. We'll explore around a little bit. Shouldn't take more than 5 minutes to look around and see what's going on besides the inn. And then we'll call it a day, shall we? Anyway, you guys were talking about Do Notis before. What the hell is a Do Notis? Apparently it's a singer in the cave. Well, if wind blows underground, that may be what they're talking about when they say, you know, they say that when Apollo said that in the riddle. So Do Notis is the god of summits. Okay, gotcha. Then again, if it's like Neptune, it's probably going to end up being nothing at all. Or just another volcano. But, I don't know, we'll find out. Let's sell off our excess gear that we'll never need. Yeah, that gold sword will get us quite a bit of money there. Normally it's worth 11,000 gold if you buy it in the shop, so it will be in pretty good shape, and we've almost got 50,000 ourselves now. I could even buy a heal staff if I chose, but I choose not to. Do I want to get a cure book for Yumi? I might want to get a cure book for Yumi, actually, since Null doesn't appear to be getting cure anytime soon. I mean, again, it's not really a huge deal if he never gets it. I would prefer him to get it, but I guess it's not a huge deal if he doesn't. We'll just buy cure books and we'll be fine in that department, so. Alright, there we go. It's just a matter of whether or not, like, having it allows me to top people off, and that's really the important thing, is just being able to top people off, especially right before you go to an inn, so. Alright, let's stick cure right there for Yumi. We probably won't need to buy her another one of those for quite some time. You usually don't run through cure books very quickly in this game, I find. Anybody else down here? Is it just that rock? Looks like it's just that rock, because I think this just leads back around? Yes, it does. Okay. What does the meatball have to say? Yeah, we should probably keep our eyes out. I mean, he seemed like he was fairly benevolent, but his music said otherwise, so. Alright, let's heal up. There we go. Do I want to switch my party order now? Let's see. You've still got 20 defense, so you probably are in better shape than, like, Yumi or Noel. They don't quite have enough HP to where I'd feel super comfortable having Confucius switch party members, so I think we'll leave him there for now. Let's go check out this pub and see what they have to say. Whoa. Excuse me, Mr. Skeleton. First of all, stop being so fast. Second of all, personal space. No. It's just a trick of the wind, huh? We'll see about that. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, if you couldn't see where you were going, I could imagine it would be a bit of a problem. Just like in the other town, there's a non-believer here. So, let's see if the bartender has any information for us. What's up? Really? Is Lynn a cyborg or another robot by any chance? That's interesting. I think that guy has a bit of a case of mistaken identity. Then again, the bartenders haven't been wrong before, really. So there was a cute girl named Key that lived in the first world, and now there's a cute girl named Lynn that lives here. Okay. Well, okay, that's not good. Well, she might need some help. You know, if she has to take care of her mother, could always use another hand around the house, maybe. I think I sold all my stuff, right? Yeah, we're going to keep that Thunder Book. And I think, if I remember right, yeah, here's where you buy the laser sword. But obviously it's a little on the expensive side for now. I mean, we have the money, so I could just buy it, but... do I want to? No, I don't think I do. We're sufficiently strong for the rest of the world at the moment, so I don't think I need to buy it just yet. We may buy it later, but not right now. It's fine. I wonder if this is Lynn's house. Well, she doesn't seem to be here. Hey, that person looks an awful lot like our mother. Must run in the family. Lynn apparently looks like my dad, and this lady looks like my mom. Maybe we are related. Oh. Uh-oh. Well, I hope she didn't get in any trouble at the mountain cave. Can we go rescue her from a doomed fate within the cave where the wind blows underground? And once we find her, will Apollo have anything to say about our fancy new Magi collection? Find out on the next episode of Final Fantasy Legend II, the Stream Edition. Confucius has awakened. The game will never be the same. And, I mean, everybody else is pretty powerful, too, so, you know, of course. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. And I'm going to be posting next week's schedule tomorrow night, probably about 7 or 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, like usual. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream on Sunday or Monday just yet. We'll have to see. I'll let you guys know by tomorrow once I post up the schedule. But I will see all of you on the next episode, which will be early next week at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, until then, everybody, take care and have a good night. Just have him using his thunder skill. All I can hear in my head now is Darth Sidious saying, "Unlimited power!"